You're listening to littlepodcast.com. You know, he nods at Chewbacca and he goes, "Brrr," and it's like, this is awesome. You know,
Pooped in bags.
Okay, well, that was a while ago.
Did his head grow? Perhaps.
Here's the thing. We have the circumference evidence of the head.
It fell on me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Right on my head.
Yeah, I know.
He said he took it and went to pistol whip the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
And went off and blew his brains out.
I hate about baby names, and we're recording now. Here's the thing I hate about baby names, is that, like, now everyone names their babies with, like, last names. Like Parker. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got to have, like, an N at the end. Madison. You know, it's got to be, like, it's got to end
with Maddox.
Or they name them after Game of Thrones characters.
Jordan's a popular one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's people like to name their kids after last names now.
Logan. All the fucking Wolverine names are fucking...
Well, okay, Logan's pretty cool,
Logan
though.
and Gabe. Weapon X.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those out there.
Yeah.
No, they didn't name them that, actually.
No. William's good, though. That's a good name. That's my brother's middle name. William.
Yeah.
Family name.
I mean, yeah.
That's what you go with.
I wouldn't just because of Bill Clinton, personally.
What? Bill Clinton soured William for you forever?
That's where it all went down. It all went downhill starting there.
You don't want to look past... You're going to look past William Wallace? You know? You're going to look past... all
What do
these
you mean look past? You would celebrate William Wallace.
That's what I'm saying, but you're saying you can't be named Will because Bill Clinton screwed it up for everyone?
Yeah.
He was Bill, not Will.
He was a disgrace.
He was a disgrace to the name William. But I'm saying, like, William Wallace has taken away all that. Braveheart here?
By the way, is it getting any better than various political parties, other than, like, if you're John McCain actually fucking did something in the war? One party saying to the other, you're a draft dodger at this point. Everybody who's anybody was a draft dodger.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, John Kerry wasn't a draft dodger.
Well, no.
He fought in the war.
Would have been a shit president, though.
That is not obvious. Well, I mean, okay, but I think the bar has been lowered to this point where someone who can string two thoughts together might be better than...
I'm assuming, like, H.W. called Clinton a draft dodger.
Uh-huh.
That made sense.
I mean, he was, yeah.
He was a fucking CIA
not
operative.
Draft dodger, but...
Like, well, he was.
The thing is,
go
though...
to college over here.
But the thing is everyone
Blue blood.
Exactly. Everyone who's rich was basically a draft dodger.
Well, does it make sense for him to fucking dig holes and get bombarded with friendly fire when you fucking are a rich family?
Yeah, of course not.
You're going to run the world. What are you going to
do? Yeah, it's the same shit that happens in wars now. I mean,
how naive are you to think that the people who are going to run the world are going to fucking get napalmed?
Yeah.
You're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not gonna.
Yeah.
All the other candidates we talked about worked their way up through the armed forces.
John McCain.
Because they were heroes.
Yeah. A decorated war hero. Prisoner of war.
John Kerry.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think he actually did
Joe
have
Biden's
some medals.
kid.
Yeah, Joe Biden's kid fought. I mean, fuck,
one.
That's so awesome. Like, well, he's dead now, but he had brain cancer. But
one last battle.
He fought. I just want to point out to the listeners, Lance took a sip of his drink and said that very solemnly. One last battle. Yeah, dude, it's so fucked up. Oh, fuck cancer.
But I mean, and then the other campaign comes back and says Trump's a draft dodger. Come on. They're all draft dodgers. They're all going to... What was Al Gore? Probably a draft dodger.
I think Al Gore,
I think personally know. I haven't looked up.
I think Al Gore showed up to the intake and they were like, nah, we're good. He was like, but I can help. Like, no, you can...
complaining about the temperature and fucking Laos the whole time.
You can go. You're fine. Yeah.
One of my top 5 movies is not Twisted Sister documentary. Thanks to him.
Should be.
He married that frigid bitch Tipper.
What is this? Well, she did hate music and video games. She was very... Oh, my God. Thank you, Tipper Gore, for making it harder for me to buy CDs.
You want to talk about bad names for kids? Start off right there.
Tipper.
You know,
fuck? You know, what's really funny is... like Tipper Gore will, for me, not being able to buy music at Walmart because they refuse to have the explicit lyrics.
Still goes on.
Well,
I got a CD at Walmart like a year ago.
yeah.
And I was playing it. I'm like, is this censored?
Yeah.
They don't cover.
They don't carry any explicit lyrics.
It's
CDs.
like still the only holdout too. That company, Walmart.
It's absolutely insane.
I didn't even think of it. It's been years.
Yeah, and the funny part was like we talked about this I think probably in previous one, but you know kids that could only buy the non-explicit versions of CDs, and they would be ridiculed like crazy, and then like. Oh man, I remember getting that Eminem second CD.
Do you think
taking it? Randy Tisher handed me Eminem's second CD, and like me secreting it away to my parents so I could copy it on the computer and burn a CD copy of that. And then my parents found it and like, what do you listen to this garbage for? And I was like, it's Randy's. He left it here. Yeah, immediately, right. I just fucking turned to... they didn't give a shit. They didn't really care, actually. But they were just like, you shouldn't listen to this. And that was it. They weren't like... My parents never really censored us or anything with that, you know? Like, yeah. They were just like, you're old enough to understand.
They probably didn't understand what the fuck it was behind the music. It was like...
Well, first off, I don't think I understand what the...
No, I mean, like, I'm not talking about deeper meaning. I'm talking about just noise. Yeah. Like... You get a certain age.
Are you saying my parents couldn't understand the lyrics? It was like a block?
Well, I guess you're right.
Are you saying when I'm older, my kids are going to be listening to music and I'm going to be like, what is this garbage? I'm already doing that now.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, fucking goddamn Ed Sheeran.
It's going to sound like noise to you, though. You're not going to actually hear what it is.
I know, right?
Dude, somebody was telling me the lyrics to the Shot song today, and I'm like,
you talking what?
Do those Jello shots and they can suck our dick? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, that's the lyrics, Little John. And I'm like, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
I guess that's in there. I have heard that song 100 times. I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, it's like let me read.
That's what I'm talking about. You don't hear music you're unfamiliar with. You miss it. Like, you don't, other than, like, really obvious things.
Yeah.
All I hear is shot, shot, shot. I don't hear the other parts.
Oh, okay, here we go. You want to hear the Migos T-shirt song that came out earlier this year, top in the charts. Of course, this is what the kids are into nowadays. Mama told me not to sell work 17.5 same color T-shirt. Mama told me not to sell work 17.5 same color T-shirt. Young... N-word poppin' with a pocket full of cottage. Whoa, Kimosabi, chopper aimin' at your noggin. Had to cop the Audi, then the top I had to chop it, skirt, skirt. N-words in your pocket watchin', so I gotta keep the rocket. Neck water faucet, mockin' birds mockin', act pint stockin', gnats keep thoughtin', wrist on hockey, wrist on Rocky. A lot of N-words copy. And so you understand, I don't know any of this. I don't know what's going on. We're the old people now, Lance, is what I've understood. And not that I just had my 32nd birthday or anything, so now I particularly feel old. But that's where we're at. Oh, let me mute the computer. It's talking to us.
Get that out of there.
All right. Yeah, so music. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean... I don't understand those lyrics per se.
I don't think any people outside of Atlanta understand all those lyrics.
I thought I understood what cabbage and broccoli was, but here I am.
Yep, something different now.
Don't know what it
broccoli means weed, apparently.
And then
we gotta stay one step ahead of the.
Hold on a second.
No, it's going. All right.
Okay. Anyway,
we just did a little hiccup. I hate this fucking piece of shit.
Computer problems.
Okay. That was a seamless transition we had, but I want to say that between me singing rap lyrics and us talking now, the computer broke and restarted for 30 minutes. And now we're recording again, so I'm going to keep a hawk eye on the old on the old waveform here to make sure it's not breaking again. So, but we were talking about music, Lance. You had something you wanted to bring up.
Yes, and I hate to have your computer stretch its resources further, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I can look. I can use
do
my
it
phone.
on the phone. has announced the nominees, not the finalists.
2017
Yep.
nominees?
The nominees. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through the
2017.
merits of who's on here. There's some surprising choices. There's a few slam dunks, in my opinion.
The Slam Dunks, my favorite artists.
And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of bring that up. Some of these groups are gigantic groups that you'd imagine.
Or should we say 2018?
Oh, I guess it could be probably 2018.
Are we, like Pearl Jam? Are we talking about?
Yeah, that one.
That was last year.
Wait, that's last year.
This is December 12th, 2016. Your
Which
official
one
class of 2017.
No,
so 2018.
2018.
So next year.
The new one, whatever the new one is.
All right, here we go. Nominees. Here it is. This is October this year.
Okay.
This was posted. All right.
And how do you want to do this? Do you want to go through? There's like 20 of them.
Okay.
You get five. Five, I believe, go in.
5 a year.
Something like that.
Fave 5.
Let's say we pick 5.
We get to pick 5. Okay, our 5. All right.
And if any comments, throw them out there. But I'll be interested to see if we agree on any. Or
all right, here we go.
I bet we probably agree on 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think this first one we can agree on.
All right.
JBJ. John to the Bon to the Joe V.
Oh, gotta put them in.
Bon Jovi. Yep, that's like no, that's in there. Top
Sold
5.
100 million albums.
Yep.
Huge band. Gotta put them in.
I like that they have.
I can't believe they haven't been in yet.
I like that they have eligible year, right?
Mm-hmm.
2008. Why 2008?
Well, I was listening.
What's the eligibility here?
It's 25 years after the first album.
Oh, I thought it was 25 years, or I thought it was 20 years since they were last relevant.
Well, in their case, it could also be.
But yeah.
Most of these, when you get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you're really hoping for a comeback.
Wait, they were nominated in 2011 and and they didn't get in.
No.
Well, a tough year, I guess.
Oh, I thought that I read Jon Bon Jovi, his dad being a music producer and him being in the biz, has had bad blood with actual people on the committee. You know what's really... And he's kind of like spouted off against them in the press. So he's kind of made things hard on himself, possibly.
Yeah. I think in terms of Hall of Fame...
I'm using up one of my votes right off the top. Bon Jovi should be in.
I think that top of the Hall of Fame... Okay, let's see here. Let's look at Hall of Fame tier list. Best Hall of Fame, number 1, baseball. That's the most exclusive.
That's true.
You can be an incredible player and you won't make the Hall of Fame.
I think you used a word that's telling there. Exclusive.
Yeah.
That is what makes the best.
Yeah. The
more exclusive you are, the best you are.
To be fair, the Baseball Hall of Fame also is bad for how exclusive it is in some ways. Because you have, again, like you said with Jon Bon Jovi, you could have someone who just did something recently that people didn't like, and they're I think the fact that Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame is insane. It's not Hall of people that were good. Fucking Ty Cobb was a horrendous racist.
I was going to mention Ty Cobb.
And he's in there. But Barry Bonds was never proven to have done steroids, but he definitely did them. But they weren't illegal when he did them. So it was a weird thing. It was right at the time when they became illegal, he was popping off, and then...
HW tried to take these guys down, and he couldn't get the job done.
It's just...
Who are we
and
to
Barry
say...
Bonds rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
How can you vote against somebody with no evidence?
Well, and here's the thing.
Did his head grow? Perhaps.
Here's the thing. We have the circumference evidence of the head, but no. Here's the thing. It's a Hall of Fame is fame. Barry Bonds has hit the most home runs. That's it. The record. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
I could make a case that there are people in there, because if you do your... Not to get into adult thing, but let me just say... You could make a case that in 94 he started doing them, I think. And before then, he was a Hall of Famer already.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
So I would put him in.
He had the bases.
He was a different player.
Record, for a year.
10-time All-Star.
Yeah, come on.
There's weaker than him in there.
He might for sure. He might get in. And he's not like he's not getting votes.
You know what I'd do? I wouldn't show up if I was him.
He might not. He is that kind of guy. He really...
It's like you're going to drag me over the coals and then I'm going to bow down? Fuck that.
All right, we got to... Wait, tier list. Sorry. Baseball is most exclusive. Probably the
Baseball.
best. After that, probably football.
I guess. I mean,
Because basketball is definitely not number 2.
I don't even know who's in the.
Everyone. That's who.
Oh yeah.
The Basketball Hall of Fame is everyone.
What about soccer?
Basketball's weird because it has college players and WNBA. It's like just basketball. It's not NBA Hall of Fame.
It's like
It's Basketball Hall of Fame. So if you were an international player,
I see. You're siding against you don't like the women being included.
No.
That's what you're doing.
what I'm saying is that it isn't exclusive to one league. So it's kind of okay. That did sound bad. I apologize.
It's diluted.
It's no, but you get what I'm saying. There's a lot. It
know.
caters to a very large array. It's just basketball as a whole. Like, is there a soccer Hall of Fame? Probably not. It's in fucking Switzerland.
I
Nobody wants to go
mentioned
to
one,
it.
but I don't know if it
They
exists.
probably had 50 fucking immigrants died building it,
ooh.
and then
I would imagine the NASCAR Hall of Fame has everyone in it.
yeah. I mean,
Right?
I've only
Anyone you've ever heard of in NASCAR, probably in it.
yeah. He won 100 races because they run 70 races a
Imagine
year.
if you ever won the fucking big cup at the end of the thing.
Yeah.
You're probably in it,
Yeah,
right? You did it once.
yeah.
Hey, he's in.
I'm trying to think of who else.
They probably have a racing. They probably have the same thing. They probably got a racing Hall of Fame.
Is there?
I doubt they even got a NASCAR.
Does the television National Arts and Sciences have a Hall of Fame? Is the Oscars? Do they have a Hall of Fame where people get
They
inducted?
have lifetime achievement.
Okay, that's pretty.
Could
That's
count
that's
that.
up there.
I'd count that.
That's pretty rare. That's one a year they give out.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I think you're onto something. I think that's
That's like a Hall of Fame.
lifetime achievement. And they give it to people who
A lot of times people that didn't get Oscars but were change film, like Hitchcock. I'm sure probably has it, but he
Orson
never.
Welles got one.
Yeah, I mean
Should have got one
that's like
probably
that.
one or two times.
That award is like the
It's like the
hey, we fucked up by not giving you awards.
but we recognize
deserve one.
way too late into your career you're a
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah, a lot of times-
Kurosawa got one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they give
Obviously.
it to you after they fuck you over, basically.
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Here's
think
your
that's
award.
actually got to be. No, I'm not gonna say it's better than baseball, but
Baseball
it's up there.
is stupid because it's so exclusive.
Rock and roll is not in the top 5. I think we've made our point.
Yes.
Anyway,
That's what my point was. Is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is kind of some nonsense.
yeah.
But it's a good excuse to
Well,
talk about.
I think they went downhill ever since they put Ringo in as a solo artist. Personally,
Well, When I'm
Really?
64 is a pretty tight song, Lance.
if I was a huge,
Octopus's Garden?
I could defend George Harrison
Yeah.
as a solo artist.
He's an incredible guitarist.
But Ringo is a solo artist.
Yeah. Okay.
As solo.
we got
Not
a lot.
Octopus's Garden, John.
We got
Talking
12.
Beatles.
We got 12 names to get. We got 19 more names. To
Well, I
get
already
through.
used one.
Kate Bush.
No.
I don't know who Kate Bush is. What did she do?
She's a solo songwriter.
Let's move on.
No.
Okay, this is interesting. The Cars.
I'm going
like
to use
the
one.
Cars. I like
I'm
the Cars.
using one on them.
Boy, we got a lot to get through, man.
Cars
Cars are great. Yeah.
Cars are fucking original, too. That's something that you need to bring up.
Dude, there's so many good ones in this.
Well, I'm using 2 right
All
now.
well, we're gonna get
Cars are
Let's get
fucking-
them all off, and you may have used up 8, and then we'll have to whittle it down.
Well,
Well, let's just say Cars. That's good. All right.
I like Cars and Bon Jovi.
Okay, Depeche Mode.
No.
Oh, come on! I think I said Depeche Mode more than Cars.
Can't even name a song from them.
Well,
What's
they
a
all-
Depeche Mode
They all
song?
sound the same.
What's their big one?
I don't fucking know.
So
I don't-
no, I'm not
Okay,
putting them in.
Fair enough. It's our vote. I feel like they're famous enough that I think they should be in, but maybe personally I don't know. They're Dire Straits. I
No.
don't know who that is.
That's that one band that's like, I got the movies, I'm in the action,
Okay.
I got the
Oh,
stuff
okay.
on TV.
Okay.
They suck. They stink.
Eurythmics. That's like a one-hit wonder.
They had Sweet Dreams?
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Speaking of one-hit wonders, Jay Giles Band.
Centerfold.
Yep.
No.
That's it. All right. Okay.
Fun song.
Here's
Fun summer song.
Here's Lance's pick number 3. Judas Rocking Priest.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I would. That's definitely a vote for me. So we got Bon Jovi, Cars, Judas Priest. Okay.
How long has Priest been waiting? They probably could have been in 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
They gotta go in. They're the heavy metal kings.
Now, is it... Yeah, okay. Ladies Love Cool J.
No.
Hey, ladies love him though. That's what LL stands for.
I'm not against rap being in there, by the way.
Yeah.
But him?
Yeah, LL Cool J is kind of tough, because he didn't really.
I feel like his career ended.
I feel like
he became an actor like a long time
immediately.
ago.
Like he put one good album out and he was like, "All right, I'm acting now."
Like if you want to put Ice Cube in, I'm game.
Yeah.
But fucking LL Cool J?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think he gets nominated and put in because he's a big name that could bring like press around, like oh.
Well, they don't want to be like these old fogies who don't let
LL
like
Cool J
the
bringing
cool.
press for? He's like, oh, we got all that fucking NCIS fucking LA
Totally
press.
Lane show that he's on.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they don't want to be like they don't want to just put old people in and then be outdated though. That's why they want him in.
All right, MC5.
No,
What's that?
they had Kick Out the Jams,
Oh, okay.
but they only had 2 albums.
Okay, The Meters.
That I'm gonna assume that's a 50s like
90.
acapella.
No. That is
is
some very afro-looking African-American gentlemen
Okay,
all saying together. Moody Blues.
you know more about them than I do.
Yeah,
I don't really know that much about.
I don't
Moody
know.
Blues.
Maybe I'd use 4 on that. Maybe, but probably not.
I thought you had some of their records, so you like them.
No.
No, I think Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yes.
I get mixed up.
Radio to the Head.
I don't know them that
This
well.
is their first nomination.
What do you think? Putting them in?
I'm going to say tentatively first ballot Hall of Fame, Lance. No, fuck, that's another stupid shit about baseball is that they like
No one's ever unanimously been voted
because they
in.
fucking because,
Even like someone voted against Luke Gehrig.
yeah, and
Even
so-
though the guy died basically
yeah.
at the stadium.
Here we go. Rage Against the Machine. I'm using one on Rage. They
I
deserve
got 3 now. I'm
it.
considering.
You're not going to use one on Rage.
I'm considering it, but I want to hear
Fucking
what is
Guerrilla
left.
Radio. I mean, we're talking some awesome fucking rock they put out.
I'm not arguing.
Morello is a guitarist. I mean, I don't know.
That's his big band.
Anyway,
All right.
I'd take that over Radiohead.
I
any
still
day.
might use my pick, but I got 3 I've already used.
Okay. Well, I have 3 used because I didn't pick whatever you picked.
I have Cars, Bon Jovi, and Priest.
Oh yeah, okay. I have 4 picks then because I'd go
Yeah.
with Cars.
Maybe I'm a maybe on Rage.
Rufus featuring Chaka Khan.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I can't say no to this name, but I'm going to say no to this name. Nina Simone.
No.
This is the only time she's been nominated, by the way. Like, seminal
All
jazz artist.
All right.
But
I'm putting Rage in.
Nina Simone, I think she's getting in because this is the first time she's ever been nominated.
Don't they? Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it in. First ballot. Can't be a first ballot.
Can we put Slash in as
Okay,
a solo artist?
so we're through all the names now of bands. So okay, you're gonna have to get some more picks in. Okay, it's Nina Simone's number 5 for me. So
That's it?
no, we got 2 more.
Okay.
3 more. Sorry, Sister Rosetta Tharpe.
The hell is that?
She is an African American lady who is playing a country and western guitar in the 60s. She was eligible in 1963, so I have to imagine
She was playing in the 40s.
yes. First time she was nominated is this year. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm not going to say I don't know anything about this person, so maybe they're like extremely influential. I never heard of them before, but like, if you were eligible since '63
like-
and you haven't come up yet, something leads me to believe.
Let's put... I mean, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but some of the acts we've mentioned, let's put her in over a group that sold 20 million albums and was
Yeah.
a famous group. You know,
Well, and it's not Hall of who sold the most albums. It's Hall of Fame, but fame
fame is decided by
Yeah.
success,
yeah.
right?
Okay, Link Ray.
You're going to say Linkin Park. I thought they were up already.
Link Ray.
Don't know what they are.
It's a man.
Huh.
Eligible in '83.
Let's keep them that way.
Yep.
Keep them eligible.
Okay, The Zombies. 1989 eligible. I don't know who the
Jeez.
Zombies are.
It's not even any.
So it looks like you're going with Rage for sure.
I want to throw one out there that Rage is in.
So wait, what's our list
I
here?
want to throw one out there that like I don't think he's in, and I'd like to nominate, and I think it's ridiculous.
Okay.
To not have this name in there, because if you're gonna get this eclectic and everything, here's a name that should be in there. Chris Isaac. I don't believe he's in. And
I don't know who that is.
you know Chris Isaac?
Isn't he the guy from
Wicked Game?
He was the guy that was on SNL. He was in that movie Cabin Boy.
No.
Who's that?
It's Chris Elliott.
Oh. Whoops.
Chris Isaac is a great singer-songwriter.
Oh, I'm sure.
I just am like, where are they finding these...
What about Gordon Lightfoot?
Were they...
He's an incredible singer-songwriter.
At least I've heard of him. These other... where are they listening to this stuff at?
Let's get our top 5 so I can search to see if these people we're talking about are in
I
there.
guess I'm... Dude, I didn't think I thought I already, like, dissed him. I guess I'm putting LL Cool J in.
What?
Dude, what else
Over
am I gonna...
Nina Simone?
Over whatever. I mean, I guess... I'm not really familiar with her music that well.
That's fair. I mean, she did like die like 50 years ago, so she was eligible in 1983, and this is the first time she's ever been.
I'm going with those groups, then. I'm
fair
going
enough
with the 3 I mentioned. Cars. I'm glad or Depeche Mode. Even though I don't know any of their songs.
Bon Jovi, Cars.
Actually, you know what? I'm still not going to vote for Depeche Mode because I don't know their songs.
I'm going Bon Jovi, Cars, Depeche Mode, Judas Priest. Wait, that only gives me one more. Oh, shit. Rage Against the Machine. Sorry, Nina Simone.
She's snubbed it once again.
Once again, snubbed.
That's such a... Out of so many names, I can't believe, like, how little name recognition there is.
Well, she's saying, like, Strange Fruit. Like, I don't know. She's really, like, a lot of really famous jazz, like, and... songs, but like still, yeah, she was singing in the 50s, you know, like it's.
If you're not in already, you think they would have put her in?
It's crazy that she
80s?
hasn't been nominated before. Like 2018, first nomination for Nina Simone.
I've heard of her name.
Yeah, she's one of those jazz singers, like like Ella Fitzgerald, like Aretha Franklin, you know, kind of like of that stock, you know, like a really incredible singer. Like, all right, let's see here, Gordon Lightfoot, he's got to be in, right?
He might be in already.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
What about Harry Chapin?
He's still alive.
Is he in there? He's alive.
Well, Gordon Lightfoot's alive.
Just kidding.
Sorry, no results have been found. It's because he's Native American.
He is not.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he is.
What do you think, Lightfoot? Yeah, that's a German name.
I don't know. He always looked like...
Oh, he didn't look native to you. He may be like half. I don't even know.
Looks like a Potzer to me, okay?
Well, he's Canadian, so he doesn't count.
Oh, that's the kind of...
Is that it? Does there Rush get in? Have they been nominated?
Rush is in there?
Has Rush been nominated ever?
They gotta be in, right?
Okay. I love Gordon Lightfoot, by the way. I'm gonna look him up because I want to see if he's actually Native
Is Jim
American.
Croce in there?
I don't know, dude. Probably.
He should be in there.
What did Jim Croce sing?
Operator.
I don't know that song.
Or, you don't mess around with Jim. Time in a Bottle.
Robbie Robertson of the band described Lightfoot as a national treasure. Bob Dylan, also a Lightfoot fan, called him one of his favorite songwriters.
He said, hey, this is one of my favorite songwriters.
Early years. Maybe he's not Native American. I only say that because I thought, like...
I didn't think he was, because I thought he looked like a hockey player.
He does kind of look like a hockey player.
I'm like, what are those like sideburns and stuff? I didn't think he was like a Native American.
Well, what the fuck is Lightfoot?
Just some rocker name he came up with.
You know what? You're totally fucking right, though. Because, like, why would I think that that's his real fucking name?
They were stoned in Canada.
Yeah, they're like,
came up with that.
Oh man, those Native Americans, we got to co-opt. I can't believe that's not like an outrage.
You thought it was like deep.
He's like trying to be a Native American. This is bullshit.
Hey, you're not American.
Hey, Bob Dylan here.
Robert Zimmerman playing the blues.
Oh my god. Personal life, maybe. He's been married 3 times. His first marriage to A Swedish woman, Britta Ingegard Olaisen.
She did all his banking, actually.
What? That's Swiss, you're thinking of.
It's all, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's fine, though. Honors and awards. Please tell me he's like won like the Native American Singer Award or something. Otherwise, I sound like an idiot.
You are just grasping at straws.
Oh my God. Okay, he's got to be Native American. I'm getting this. I mean, Lightfoot. That's a Native American name. You know, like because one of the Native Americans is like named Proudfoot. Proudfoot.
I get where you're coming from, but
Like
I think you would have come across it by now.
I feel like he like sings about Native Americans in songs sometimes too.
Well, maybe he likes them.
It's true. It's just it's folk, you know, like they sing about Native Americans and folk. I'm looking this motherfucking shit up. Is Gordon Lightfoot a Native American?
Yeah,
he is not Native American.
It has come to this.
I used to think.
I like that you actually.
This is amazing. No, there's a blog is the first answer and it's highlighted and it says, "I used to think he was a Native American because his last name sounds Native American, but actually it's an old British name." And of course,
Oh, it's actually his real name, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
how old was Gordon Lightfoot when he died? Gordon Lightfoot is not dead. Reports said that he had died on a North American tour, and it spread quickly, but he was not dead. A Billboard had an article saying the dead singer, Gordon Lightfoot, says he feels fine. Which is funny.
That reminds me. Any thoughts in memoriam of Tom Petty? Since
What can
we're
be
on
said?
The music thing.
What can be said? And it's terrible. Here's the thing I could say. Don't fucking smoke cigarettes.
Is that what did him in?
He used to smoke like 2 packs a day, and he said he's actually kind of a badass about it because he was still smoking recently, and he said he cut down to like 5 cigarettes a day or something, and he was like, I'm never going to stop. He was just like, you know, like, who's the other guy? Fucking...
Mellencamp is fucking huge smoker.
No, I'm trying to think of the other guy.
He said he's just died. Down to the American spirits.
I'm trying to...
I know.
I'm trying to think of...
I've heard that in person before, too.
It's the fucking dumbest
I've
shit.
heard people say that.
Yeah, it's tobacco.
They're like, I don't smoke. It's American spirits.
It's herbal.
Doesn't have nicotine in it, so it's smoke less.
You still burn... Whatever. The nicotine isn't the worst part. It's the tar and ash that you're burning fucking leaves into your throat. Like, it's not good for you. Anyway.
By the way... His heart attack, his first heart attack, Mellencamp, is a clear jumping the shark moment for any music that comes after.
Oh, is he just like super religious?
No, it's just his bad.
Oh.
It's like you go from all his hit songs, and then he had his cover of Wild Night, which was his last hit song. Heart attack, no hits ever again.
So like Gordon Lightfoot. Oh, sorry, no.
And I still like and respect him as an artist.
Yeah.
But just clearly not what he once was.
Oh, who's the guy who's saying Werewolves
They
of
say
London?
heart
Who's the
attacks.
werewolf?
They
Who's
say
the
heart
werewolf?
attacks change you.
Who's the Werewolves of London guy?
Oh, Warren Zevon.
He smoked too, but he
Yep.
died of cancer not related to smoking. He had like fucking leukemia or something,
Oh, what do you
or
got
maybe he
there?
died from smoking. I should probably look that up just as more evidence to
You
tell
know
people to
what?
stop.
That's what the doctors want you to believe.
The doctor, big doctor, wants you to not smoke
Big
cigarettes.
doctor.
Fucking
Says
A.
Streets of Rage villain, I think. A
Big,
boss.
big doctor.
And boss.
Yeah, he was big. Fuck, what was it? Oh, yeah. Wait, what was that fucking Warren Zevon? Goddamn, how did I forget a name like Warren Zevon? Do you see that documentary about him? That when he was dying? The documentary?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a fucking good documentary. It's fucking sad as shit. But he was he went out like a badass because he knew he was fucking dying, like, for a long time. And he was just like, he's just smoking cigarettes still. He's like, what does it fucking matter at this point? I'm dying.
I think, you know, it's kind of like, and I feel, I don't know how to, I guess I'll just say it, but like, you and me.
Oh, yeah, he released The Wind, the album,
Yeah.
right after he died. He started feeling dizzy and developed a chronic cough. Oh, never mind.
What?
Mesothelioma. Cancer that affects the pleura, a membrane around the lungs and chest. Oh, that's not smoking related. That is playing in the attic of his father's carpet store in Arizona.
Oh no.
Asbestos. 'Asbestos. 'Got him.
Got asbestos.
Asbestos is horrible. 'Cause, like, you know, like, asbestos is like, and that's
But
why
isn't it? Don't you find it interesting that for the generation before us,
Yeah.
quitting smoking is such a fucking impossible task, and yet you and I have both quit smoking. We used to smoke. We were smoking cigarettes every day.
I quit
for a year or two.
Okay. I wasn't smoking cigarettes every day. When I hung out with you guys, I was, but that was.
It lasted like a year or two.
That's true. You're right, but that was like my
we picked up a habit.
That was my compartmentalized. Like, I'm gonna go hang out with Lance and Adam, and we'll stay up till 4 a.m. watching like fucking.
Didn't you live with us for a while of this though, and you were like part of it?
We weren't smoking then though.
I remember when I was trying to quit, and you were hanging on
with Adam.
Yeah. So it wasn't just me and Adam.
It was Adam.
Sometimes Adam was the ringleader.
Adam was the fucking Adam was the pusher man.
The pusher man. And so he would I would get into it, and you'd be trying to quit, and you'd come in, and then
to be fair, I smoked in college too a little bit.
Right.
But like for me, Lance, but for me, smoking was like.
And I'm not blaming Adam. I'm just joking about that.
Smoking
obviously,
was like a pack a month. Like I would smoke on weekends when I was drinking.
But don't you remember?
I did more because I was hanging out with Adam.
We were fucking doing almost like a pack a day for a while.
I was not doing that.
Oh, Adam and I were.
Yes, Adam was. I know that.
Adam was doing more than me always.
Oh yeah, he stopped as well. He's quit a long time ago, like two years ago. But for me, it was cold turkey and.
He's still smoking though. I don't know if that's really quitting.
That's a different type of smoking. But anyway,
it's like how Kevin Smith's quit smoking.
To be fair,
really?
To be fair, marijuana is
no, he's
better
mostly
for your lungs.
though.
Marijuana isn't quite as harsh on your lungs as tobacco.
Yeah,
but anyway,
tobacco is not as bad as asbestos either.
Correct. Yes, nothing is as bad as asbestos. Don't smoke asbestos, please.
No, and we enjoyed doing it, but it's just like I just think it's interesting.
It was just kind of like a short period of my life.
It possibly, I don't know if it's generational or what, but it's like so impossible for some people to quit smoking, and all three of us quit. Well, how do you explain this?
I can explain it, Lance. You don't want me to explain it?
I mean, sure.
It's a chemical thing. So some people are more predisposed to addiction. And they can't like nicotine affects their brain differently. Like for me, when we quit, like when I quit with Adam, and it was like we hung out at his place once, and it was like this is it, and then was done, and I never thought back. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Didn't we do though? Like we fucking smoked a couple times after that. I remember that.
But regardless,
even you kind of like had a couple of slips and. I did the same thing where I had a couple of slips.
But not really. You know what I mean? And
never. They mostly gave it up, though.
But you know what I mean? Like, it was never like... But I never had, like... You and I never had that, like... Oh, I can't live without it. You know, like, like you read... I
was just, like, fueled by boredom.
That was, like... You're right. That is 100% it. It's because I didn't drink very much, even then. I didn't smoke weed then. So what did we do? We hang out, watch movies, stay up late... And Adam smoked cigarettes, so we're like, hey, let's all hang out and make that apartment basically go down in property value. No, we cleaned it out. It actually smelled fine, after the deep clean of Adam's room happened. After it was quarantined.
I liked how he would get his like little burned CD cases, and he'd turn them upside down.
Yes, and use it as an ashtray.
Put them in ashes. But
he'd make plastic, it would burn.
He'd take care to make sure the edges didn't like directly somehow. I mean, sometimes they would burn and melt, but like he would make sure the edges were like snubbed out on something else, like a can, and then put in there. So he'd insulate them, and then he'd stack them in there like a chia pet, like grass.
Yes,
and there was like just like way too many cigarettes in a little plastic thing upside down. So that was funny.
And he knocked one of that off his desk once, and it was the most awful thing you could imagine.
It smelled so bad.
Well, okay, first off, you guys didn't own a vacuum cleaner.
No.
Which is an issue, I'd say, as an adult.
It's a problem.
Well, that's Arrested Development, Like, it took a little while to grow up,
Oh, yeah, we were both bad.
Oh, yeah, I was bad, too.
We had dishes. I mean, I don't want to get into it.
You guys didn't eat.
All I remember, did not cook. All I need to tell you about dishes was one time I went to like pour a glass of water in the sink, and it hit a pan that was under it, and white dust came up. Literally,
It was coated in mold.
yeah. And so, yeah, but I'm sure, we were both better for, I think we both kind of got a little better taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, you just get to a point where you get too old, and you're just like, yeah, I'm getting close to 30. I think it's time to stop riding the body so hard. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
I can't even say what it was. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's even It's even way younger than 30.
I don't even know,
like
dude.
25.
I don't even know.
But it was funny. Just didn't think about anything. Just did it.
Yep.
So
it was time.
But then you realize you don't want to like be a slob all the time because that's
part
gross.
of it. Yeah, it's really nasty.
And you're like, well, I kind of want to like have clean clothes and clean bed sheets and things.
Yeah.
So then and pans and not eat garbage. So then,
Yep.
because then you get in the thing of I don't know. I'm sure our audience knows about how you don't clean the dishes and the pans. So then you eat the fast food, and it's just goddamn vicious circle.
Well, I didn't have that problem
Well,
as much, but
not
I know
as much.
Adam was the ringleader of that as well.
You were always a little bit
Also has
more
changed.
well adjusted or smarter.
Well, I had to live with a girlfriend at one point, so I had to quickly get my act together at one point. So, not that Lauren
You're
is
like, oh shit.
a harsh taskmaster, but you can't
That's
be
true,
quite of a
though.
slob around a significant other as. Actually, in some ways, you can be more of a slob around a significant other, but
To be honest, when Ham moved in with us,
I mean, we all moved in together. He didn't move in with us. We all moved in together. It's not like he was a
but I have
an
to say,
interloper.
we had to like clean up his old place a little bit to get him out of there.
What? I didn't.
Oh,
you were involved in that.
he had.
I don't know if he
pizza
wanted.
boxes
He didn't want to talk about the dark times.
that were hilariously stacked from the kitchen counter to the cabinets, and were like wedged in between. And I thought that was the funniest thing when I saw that. I couldn't stop laughing, and then we pulled them out. And he was like so funny because Adam
Was his dad there?
no maybe I think
I don't
possibly
think so.
and we were like I was just laughing though because it was so ridiculous to me that you'd stack the pizza boxes up into the cabinets, and when we pulled the bottoms out, there were like coupons that got like they were wet because of stuff that came from the sink.
You mean? Oh yeah. Because
So then there was like almost this phantom ad on top of the linoleum on the counter.
I've had that happen before. When you
That
have
was
like
just funny.
you have like a receipt that gets wet.
So he actually upped his game when we all moved in.
Yeah. Well, he kept the common areas clean. His room, though,
He turned his room into the area of disaster.
we talk about the trash piles that Adam had. I think of them with great fondness because Adam was very well dirty with those. He had a system. Food was not left out because you would eat it or it would be thrown in the garbage.
He hoarded it.
No, like the food parts would be thrown away. Like what would be left out would be like empty soda cans, like empty drink containers, empty bags from fast food
McNugget containers.
but no food. It would just be like the paper remnants.
And then he would like stack. He would wrap
which
up
is why it didn't smell
previous-
god awful in there because it was
previous
just
bags of things.
yes.
And
Well,
stuff
he would
that
use-
into the new bag.
Yes, he would use a Arby's bag and then put all the garbage into the Arby's bag until it overflowed, and then he would stack that over and then bring a new bag and fill that up until the floor was all garbage. Well, in its own little mini containers. And then after it got too big, he'd be like, all right. And to be fair to Adam Ham,
And then would,
you and I both contributed to the garbage pile.
Oh, you would mock it, and you would kick over garbage piles.
No, I wouldn't
and
kick
laugh.
over.
And when he left the room, you would kick them over.
Well-
and then he would come back, and he'd be like, "What did you do that for?"
I'm sorry, your pile of precariously...
And this is exactly the conversation that we would have. I'm sorry, your pile of precarious
But to be fair,
garbage.
I
fell
would go
over.
out and get food with Adam and come back and add to the pile as well. It wasn't just his food there, which is why every
No,
time.
yeah, you threw you threw like
I threw
wrappers
my
behind
garbage-
his bed.
Well, that's
you like
true.
to hide garbage behind his bed
Well,
and things.
that's true. The best part was when he moved and he pulled the headboard away and it was just like fucking pop can lids, like soda tabs I would always put back there.
Which nobody ever saw you do,
And
actually.
he did sometimes. He'd
I
hear,
never
he'd
saw
hear
that.
it drop and he'd be like, John. And I helped him clean up
That's
when he
so
moved
funny
out.
to me.
So it was totally fine. It was all I paid the piper.
And then you lived there, so you really did.
I had to clean it, and I didn't get fucking any money for my security deposit back.
None of it?
I got $20.
Fuck.
It was only $250 deposit, but
Yeah. And you had cats.
they fucked me. No, it wasn't the cats.
Oh, okay.
They charged me like $100 because the screen door was gone.
Oh, I didn't even remember that.
Neither did I.
Dude, what happened to this? I think it was set gone like when we got there.
I think it was gone when we got there. Well, when you guys got there, because you guys
we
were the
didn't
original
rip
people.
the thing off.
No.
And if
Or
somebody came and took it, that's not really our problem.
I know, because it's outside. I would like to mention that my fucking barbecue got fucking dented because some fucking kid baseball batted it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare living there. Because it was right next to the fucking playground, so you have these fucking kids running around. Probably they would I never remembered there being a screen door, but they charged me for it. And
I
also
didn't remember that
they
at
charged me
all.
$50 to clean the oven, which I refuse to do.
Yeah, fuck that.
I would rather pay $50 to have someone fucking sit on their hands and knees and scrub a dirty oven.
I cleaned it actually, I think before we left though, and it was awful. And I was afraid of the awful toxins that I breathed in while I did it, because I did. Because there's no way of cleaning an oven with that shit and not getting it like in your mouth somehow.
Yep.
So yeah, that's worth 50.
I was okay with that. I was like, they said there would be 50 if it wasn't clean. I was like, yeah, that's fine. We'll get $200 back, whatever, you know. But that place was so run down that it's like they could ding you for anything. And the funniest part is we had cats, and Steve and George both scratched up the doors like insanely. Like they would just Steve used to.
Yeah.
He doesn't anymore, but he used to scratch at open doors, like right on the edge where the lock is, like that the thin piece on the door. And he used to just like get up and scratch that. And I bought fucking wood and drywall restoring putty, right? And I filled in all the holes with the putty, and I scraped it with the fucking thing so it looked flat, you know, and then painted over it so it looked white. They didn't ding me for that, so I actually, you know, I got it, but I only got $20 back. Okay, they would have gotten the rest of the security deposit out of that then. You know what I mean? Like, why did I waste my time doing that for $20?
Well, you know, I've had problems with long time ago.
Yeah.
I got moved into a place because ceiling tiles collapsed because of running water.
Yeah.
And they fell on me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Right on my head.
Yeah, I know.
And so I went from the good room with the good carpet
Yeah.
to a room upstairs with shitty carpet, and they wanted a new list of things that were damaged.
Yeah.
And I gave it to them, and they lost it, and I didn't make a copy, and they tried to charge me my entire security deposit for the carpet and for the... I actually replaced the blinds because I hate freaking those ones with the rollers. I hate them.
They don't work.
So I replaced them.
Yeah.
And they tried to charge me $300, and this was one room studio. This
Yeah.
was like you walk in
Without even a bathroom. You
boom,
had a shared
there it is.
bathroom.
There's
in the hallway.
nothing. I'm gonna be honest. Might have peed in a jug or two in that apartment.
Hey, we've gone over this on the
By the way-
podcast in the past. Nobody can judge you for a
Petey
piss
totally
jug.
caught me one time because he
Our mutual friend, John Peterson.
knocked on the door, just like, hey, what's up? And nobody ever popped in at my place.
Yeah. Because, okay, at that time, I don't think you had a cell phone either, right?
Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't.
But you had internet legally.
That I was stealing.
Very legally. That we would message you on and you'd be like, hey, come on over. And then, so Petey just did a pop-in.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
And somehow my
Because there's like no parking
doorbell
over there.
actually worked too, which usually didn't work.
Yeah.
And I answered it, and I was watching a movie, and so we're hanging out, and he's like, yeah, that's cool.
He
He's
like saw a piss jug.
he's like, is there a piss jug over there?
He didn't even mince words. He's like, piss jug.
I'm like, I tried to play cool that, like, well, no, but, like, just forget you saw anything.
Yeah. pretend.
So I'm like bullshitting him, but at the same time, we both know the jig's up, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. And I'm like,
but to be fair to you, Lance, that situation was a shared bathroom amongst like the entire floor.
Yeah.
Were there 2 bathrooms in that building?
No.
Just one?
One.
For the entire residence?
It was like 5 fucking apartments for one bathroom.
Yeah. So it would be very possible many times when you'd have to pee quite badly and you wouldn't be able to get into the bathroom.
Right.
So what else could you do?
And to be honest, I was like hungover. That doesn't help.
No, if you're drinking, what can you do? You gotta fucking pee.
And I've never been one to like knock, unless it was like family members.
Yeah.
I've never been one back in the day. I've never been one to like knock with roommates and tell them I have to go. I can't do it.
No, especially because you didn't know those people super well.
Right.
You know, because you just shared a
and even
bathroom.
if it's I've lived with them for a while, I don't want to. You can't do it.
No, it's weird.
I've gone to like gas stations.
I've peed outside in a bush. You know,
pooped in bags.
Okay, well that was a while ago. You didn't need to volunteer that information, Lance, but you have.
It happened again.
Again?
Well, I don't want to tell them they got to get the fuck out of there.
Lance,
I really cleaned up after it though.
Everyone has had situations where especially
I put it in like 5 bags then put it in the trash.
I'm letting you know.
Nobody was ever going to know.
As people get older, you start having, at least in my experience.
By the way, thanks, Matt. I'm sure that's going to be at the front of the next episode.
Well, I edit these.
Oh, you edit these?
You thank me.
I pooped in bags would probably be right in
right
at the top.
So, I mean, it happens though. Sometimes you got to go. Like, what can you do?
Look,
better a bag than in your pants.
And I had the wet naps. I got the whole thing.
Okay, I don't need to know the details here.
I'm just saying.
I didn't need to know the ups and downs and the ins and outs. But
this was like
I've peed off a balcony before at a party. You gotta go.
This was Ender's Game. What?
Wait, what?
Like, what do you do in an unwinnable situation?
Yeah, there's
of thing.
There's no victory. A Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah.
It's like
they have that in Ender's Game, right?
Yeah, it's the same kind of situation. Yeah. Fuck, man. What do you do? Sometimes you just can't win. All right, we're gonna take a break here because I want to save the recording before we move on. I don't want to lose it. Okay, we're back from a break. Got refueled. We got the Capital Oktoberfest beer and what's the other one?
New Belgium Accumulation.
It's got like snow,
which we just call Winterfell.
It's the winter beer, I guess. IPA.
It's got
It's white IPA, so it's racist.
It's got a poor dying white trash family in the winter.
Would you say it's a supreme white IPA?
No.
White supreme IPA. Okay. Anyway.
Supreme.
No. So okay, let's talk about movies. Talk about music. Let's talk about movies. You know what movies I saw recently? Lauren was like, "Hey, let's watch the Addams Family movie and the Addams Family Values." Do you remember those movies?
I remember Do you remember
Fester?
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
Do you know the plot around Fester from the first movie?
It's like Hand runs around and he
no,
chases it.
That's Cousin It. Or no, that's Thing.
Oh.
Cousin It's the hair.
I don't know much about Fester.
Fester, in the first Addams Family movie, which I don't think I saw until recently. I think I'd only seen Addams Family Values. Fester has been long missing, presumed dead. Brother of Raul Julia's what's the name of that character?
Oh, Gomez
Addams. Missing, presumed dead. There is their money guy, accountant guy, hatches a scheme to defraud the Adamses because they have all this fucking gold and money because there's some crazy like Transylvanian family billionaires from something, I don't know, like Tommy Wiseau, and they just have this money for some reason. But they want to defraud them, and they find Christopher Lloyd as a different person than Fester, who looks exactly like Fester if he shaved his head, and he poses as Fester.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Yeah. And he like tries to fit in with the Adamses, but they're like crazy and horror-y, and he's not really like that because he's just this crazy like guy who looks identical to Fester. And he's not naturally bald, but he shaves his head. And there's like a scene where like Wednesday walks in on her, like his mother like shaving his head. He's like a mama's boy. It's like a weird thing. She's like an older lady ordering him around like that. And the movie ends with him like turning on his mother and joining the Adamses as Fester.
Oh my god.
He's not related supposedly, but he is him. And then in the fucking second movie, it's just as if he's Fester the whole time. It's insane.
It's like Seymour Skinner and Simpsons.
Exactly. Like, okay.
That was, by the way, one of the more brilliant Simpsons plots.
Yeah, right.
I still think. If you don't know...
Harmon Tanzarian.
It's just so great.
Yeah, it was funny because it's just weird. And it has a good ending, though, because they're just, like, literally, like...
But they kicked the other guy out.
Yeah, we like the old one better. Even though he's not him, he's who we expect. All right, I'm gonna read the plot just to make sure that this is correct, because that was my impression as watching the film.
Well, the funny thing about the original, or the real Seymour Skinner, was he was like a hard-ass, like, real-world guy, and he just didn't belong in Springfield. Wasn't that it, too?
Yeah.
That Springfield, like, kind of was this cartoony, crazy place, and this guy, like, served in the military and came back and just, like, did things that made sense and was, like, a coherent and a pragmatic person, but he did not fit in there because of that. And doesn't the Simpsons kind of do that as a running gag almost, where they would always have... you remember that guy who worked at the reactor with Homer, who he was gonna, like... He was smarter than Homer, but he couldn't, like, do things the same way because he wasn't, like, a wonky computer... Or he wasn't a wonky cartoon guy.
Yeah.
What was that guy? He ends up, like... He like, envies Homer because he's like, you got a great family. You got a great
Are you talking
wife.
about Frank Grimes?
Yeah, Grimes.
Grimy?
Who's the other one?
Old Grimy?
He couldn't... He was like real world people adapting to cartoons, and they couldn't take it, and they flipped out, right? They got kicked out or dead.
Can I explain to the ending that I didn't catch when I watched it?
Sure.
Gordon turns out to actually have been Fester all along, having suffered amnesia after being lost in the Bermuda Triangle and turning up in Miami, where Abigail, the mother figure, took him in and told him that he was her son, and she ordered him around. The lightning strike that happens in the movie restores his memory, and he's enthusiastic. Okay, so he is. Because that was like the second movie that...
But he doesn't think he's Fester, but he is Fester. That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it is, because he thinks he's just Gordon from Miami. Moving in. The plot of the second Addams Family movie is even more insane. And the funny part is that first movie, Rotten Tomatoes 60%, cost $30 million, made like $150 million. Second movie... Rotten Tomatoes like 85%. Like everyone liked it more. It's just better as a movie because it focuses a lot more on an A plot, B plot of like Wednesday and Pugsley end up having get sent to a summer camp by their nanny because she wants them out of the picture so she can woo Fester for all of his money and then murder him.
Okay.
And that's what's her name from Madison? What's that damn actress's name? Joan Cusack.
Oh, right.
Well, not from Madison, but she went to college in Madison. But, so she, like, which is crazy because Joan Cusack, you ever think of her as, like, a femme fatale?
I would not.
She is in this movie.
But
she's
compared
dolled
to
up
the
that
Addams
way.
Family...
Well, yes.
That makes sense.
Well, Angelica Huston is, quite...
Is she the wife?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not taking...
I know what you're saying. She's blonde, and she's
all these like oddball characters.
She's got like a push-up bra. She's blonde. She's got like red lipstick. She's meant to look.
I thought for some reason I thought Cher was in those.
No,
I'm way off.
Yeah, you're way off,
dude. I haven't seen these movies since they came out.
Exactly, and I saw Addams Family Values and was way into it.
What a shame it was that Raul Julia was like such a star.
He died like a year after it came out.
Dude, he died at his peak as an actor.
Yeah, he was like 50. Like, it was incredible.
He was in everything.
He's so good in Addams Family.
You know, he would have been... You know all those roles Dennis Hopper got as a villain? At least half of those would have been Raul Julia. He could have been this... Well, Speed was Hopper. But
he's so good at that.
Fucking eating the sandwiches, spitting it all over like we was watching the college game and the train or the subway at the same... Was it a train? No, it's a bus.
It's a bus, but then it becomes a train later.
He's like laughing at the game and spitting ham sandwich on it. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Hopper was great in that. But Julia could have done so many great roles. Mm-hmm. And Addams Family, he's not even a villain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Could have done. He could
really
have become a new type of actor.
Like
were these like kind of like Tim Burton knockoffs though, or what?
No, they were really good.
They were their own thing.
Oh yeah, and they were great. And then they had style.
I just like looking back. I'm just like they had that. They look like Tim Burton movies.
Yeah,
but they're not.
They didn't really look like Tim Burton movies. They're just very like they didn't have like the cartooniness. I think of that. Like they were like legitimately like. The kids were like playing with guillotines and like the baby, they were trying to take the baby's head off with a guillotine and the baby like rolls out at the last second. Like it's like very like violent looking, but it isn't like nothing happens. But
the Addams Family was like
they get sent off to summer camp and it's a good plot.
A not as popular show as the Munsters, right?
Correct. I tried to bring this up to Lauren and she was like, oh, but the Addams Family was like, no, dude, Munsters was where it was at back in the day. It was way bigger. Oh, yeah. Lurch. Eddie Munster, Lurch.
It was like a knockoff almost.
Well, Lurch was the Addams Family.
Lurch is Addams Family?
Yeah. You're thinking about Herman Munster as the dad. Lurch is the butler for the Addams Family.
Right. And that's the guy who is the guy in Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Who's like, well, history around that.
Well, no, that's not him. No, he's Herman Munster.
Oh, he's... See?
You get them all mixed up. Well, they're the fucking same thing.
I know. They're such a ripoff that I...
But the Munsters was more zany and funny. Because, like, the Munsters had the...
They're both, like, totally weird shows.
Yeah, well, the Munsters had the one daughter who was normal. Which was, like, the funny thing. Like, she was, like, just blonde cheerleader. And the rest of the family were these fucking, like, weird villains. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
And
that's where they had their car Dragula was the Munsters.
Oh yeah, possibly. I don't even know, but
that's where it came from.
Anyway, right in the back of my Dragula, but burns through the witches. All right, anyway, let's move on. So that movie is really great because it has a good A plot, B plot, where like, you know,
Christina Ricci, young actress.
Yeah, she's
funny.
She's the reason why those movies are so good. She's the best part. Like,
which one has the sword fight where they like cut their arms off? For the school play.
That is the first one. And
that's amazing.
Awesome. And it happens in the second one as well because they have to put on like a Pocahontas or no, they have to put on like a this is the weirdest fucking shit. So in this fucking kids movie, they're at a summer camp for like rich kids and shit. And the camp counselors are all super bright and Pugsley and Wednesday are just like both gothy and they don't want to do anything. And they kind of band up with the other misfit kids at the camp that aren't like the fucking preppies and you know, they're all kind of shoved aside or whatever. And then they're just like, all right, we're going to do a play that the camp counselors wrote about the first Thanksgiving in a summer camp. The first Thanksgiving is the play. I don't know why they chose this. Maybe it's because they wanted Wednesday dressed up as a little Native American girl, because that's kind of a thing that she has. But she shows up to the first Thanksgiving as Native American and declares war on the Americans, and they start shooting bows and arrows at all the other kids. And she cuts like Pugsley, who's playing like the turkey's like head off, and blood sprays everywhere.
Oh my God.
They do the same thing again, and it's really good and kind of fun. And then they like escape the camp. And
isn't it weird the thing that happens with actors?
Yeah,
where they announce that they're dead.
Yeah,
and they always die in the middle of a movie.
Yeah,
and then but it's like. Well, most of the scenes are completed.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but not all of them. But they'll work around it.
Yeah.
But then there's this other movie that also is completed shooting. Yeah. And that'll come out in 2 years. But then the other one, the first Paul Walker movie is going to come right out. No, Paul Walker is the last one to keel over and not But you know how Chris Farley, all these guys, Raul Julia. I remember when they announced Raul Julia was dead, and it was like,
Yeah, half flags and half mast.
fucking, they
A
were
nation
like,
of mourning.
I think they were like literally running ads for Addams Family 2, like,
Yeah.
as he died. Like,
Yeah,
it was very strange.
Yeah, it probably came out after he died or close to, because he died the year after. And
It's just because movies take so long. There's just a weird
Yeah.
time period where
especially
they
movies with
take
special effects, which the Addams Family movie had some of.
over a year.
Yeah.
So they shoot the movie in 3 months,
Mhm.
and then they spend
Like a year
finishing
and
it.
scheduling. You know, they want to put it out at the right time, and the better movie, Addams Family Values, like critically reviewed better, and I say is better, cost more, flopped, made like $30 million.
People had enough.
I guess, even though it was a better movie
That is so
because
strange.
it was more kid focused than the first movie. You know what I mean?
I have a hard time. I believe I saw the first movie more.
The second
but
one
I
has a
don't-
baby in it.
I
The
do
baby
not
has
remember the second movie.
the
Very
baby
well
has a
at all.
mustache, like Gomez.
I don't remember baby.
Yeah, it's a baby.
I missed it.
The second one's better. Anyway, well, because the plot with Fester is awesome, because Joan Cusack is like marrying him for his money, and is going to murder him because she's like a black widow. Like she marries rich men and murders them and takes their money. And Fester's is an Addams, and he's very difficult to murder. And she attempts to murder him multiple times, and he doesn't die, which is pretty funny. She throws like a toaster in the bathtub with him or whatever, and he's just like gets shocked, and then he puts a light bulb in his mouth, and it lights up, and it's hilarious.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh, what an accident that was, because he's kind of a dope, you know, like. And, you know, and he's from the Addamses, where they kind of routinely try and kill each other. You know, they're throwing knives and shit at each other and, like, you know, dinner. So it's like, all right. And then she tries to blow him up with a comically ticking present bomb that he, like, leaves the house right before it blows up, you know, just by dumb luck. It's kind of like a weird slapstick thing going on.
These are one of my favorite movies.
But Christopher Lloyd is so good in that movie. Raul Julia is so good in that movie. Fucking Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams is like iconic. Like she's just great. This deadpan like little girl who just wants to murder people. It's a great character. It was a great movie.
Oh yeah,
but didn't do well.
I have to revisit those sometime.
I would. They're good. The like style.
On the flip side, I was at a friend's house and we were watching Back to the Future 2. And let me tell you something about that movie. If you are not like totally psyched to watch it, it stinks. It's an awful, awful thing. I still think the first one's good though.
It doesn't hold up. The first one is like. I'll say this.
I think the second one's gone full circle, where people hated it when it came out.
Yeah.
And they said, wait a second, that's the good one,
Well,
man.
it has a lot of cool futury stuff in it and a couple scenes that people remember.
And I was joking to one of my friends who was like, takes things like, at least politically, way too seriously. So it's like, someone told me not to make jokes like this. And
You did anyway.
This was such a benign joke, though. And he still was like, he like raised an eye. I was like, wait, what are you saying? Basically, I was joking about this movie, you know, it's in the future and everything. I'm like, they're probably going to have some... I'm like, what? They don't have... They were 1 year off by the Cubs winning the World Series, by the way.
Yeah.
1 year off. It was like 2015 instead of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, Jesus, what's next? They're gonna have a part where Donald Trump's president? And he's just like, wait, what are you talking about? And he's like, I'm like a little pissy with me. And I was just like, I had to explain my joke to him because I was like concerned he was angry at me. And I was like, no, I was like, well, they picked the Cubs to win the World Series. What would be more outlandish? Donald Trump being president? Huh?
They joke about President Trump in a lot of like
I know
things. So like in the past, like The Simpsons joked about it, you know.
but he takes things so seriously. That's why it still didn't go over.
Like they
still didn't go
They
over.
specifically joke about in The Simpsons as Lisa Simpson's president after Donald Trump.
That
like,
she has to fix his fucking budget.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember
Which
that.
I think is like
one of the few good jokes of that episode.
weirdly prescient. Oh well, I like that episode for Bart as an adult as just like this fucking like drifter guy who lives with Ralph.
Revisit that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like the other, you know, let's not get into it. But that was all I was saying.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
No, I get it. Some people like to get weirdly...
But I'd heard that some people had told me, like, oh...
No, it was President Biff, who basically is Trump. So
that's a good point.
Because he has, like, a giant tower with his name on it.
And he's got ridiculous hair.
Yes, he does. It's, like, kind of... That was, I believe,
Maybe
what they were trying to parody.
Fucking going for that?
Yeah, I think so. But anyway...
Maybe I should have paid more attention.
Well,
I would
anyway,
have thought that.
It's a bad
I would have
movie.
found that funnier.
Lea Thompson will always forever be in my heart. I was way into Lea Thompson as a child. I watched Caroline in the City, so...
I just can't stop thinking about that obscure Tales from the Crypt episode where she says, "I'll shoot your dick off."
She does say that in that episode that we watched together.
I think her deal is she's gonna like replace her face with another face. Is it Beauty's Only Skin Deep was the name of the episode, and
Yes.
she's gonna like.
Well, she was like a prostitute, I think, right? Which is why she was like talking like
she's
that.
tough because she's gonna rip off a guy.
She's just gonna shoot his dick off.
Yeah,
that's what she
plans
planned
to
to
mess
do.
around with her.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess around with her.
God, that show was amazing.
I'd let her shoot my dick off any day.
They were never gonna catch lightning in a bottle with a series, a horror series like that again.
Well,
where they got top tier talent
fair enough.
before they were famous over and over every season.
Yeah.
It's Demi Moore. It's Michael J. Fox is in one. Kyle MacLachlan.
Joey
All these
Pants.
like great actors.
Joey Pantoliano.
John Stamos has got one.
Dan Aykroyd's in one, right?
Dan Aykroyd. Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
While he could still walk.
There's a lot of really good ones.
What else was there? Not that diminishes it, but he couldn't really act after.
But it wasn't the
George
same.
Wentz.
Yeah.
Went.
Yep.
It
was a who's who of the B tier, almost soon to be A tier.
I loved that though.
You know?
There's not even a B tier anymore.
No.
I feel like everybody's such a wannabe that the B tier is no fun anymore.
Yeah.
They used to be kind of like hokey. Like Stamos is still B tier, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's been B tier the whole time, but 30 years on the B tier.
Yeah, but he's like good B tier. You know, he wrote it. He wrote it well.
I feel like when he was on ER, he flirted with the A-list.
Yeah.
But he was like, "This isn't right for me.
He's no Clooney.
I gotta leave."
You can't beat Clooney. So no, but did you watch the show Black Mirror at all?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so we're gonna watch Black Mirror at some point. It's on Netflix. It is very similar in style. It's British though, you know, so it isn't like the same kind of thing. But there are a lot of famous people in it. John Hamm's in an episode. Darmo Gleason's in an episode. He's in like a bunch of fucking movies now. Like there's just a lot of like, the guy who was in Get Out is in an episode before he was in Get Out. So there you go.
Oh, the main actor.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name. He's British, but anyway. So it's basically, I would say it's basically Twilight Zone, but like every episode deals with like modern technology in a way. So like there's an episode, the first episode is, I think you'd like it. It's strong. I know it's turned people off. So the first episode is the queen or the princess has been kidnapped in the UK, and the ransomers want the prime minister to have sex with a pig on live television, and they'll release her. And the whole episode is around that situation.
Interesting.
Them trying to find the people, him preparing to do it, them getting like the camera set up and trying to like, we can make a CGI pig, and then like them like tracing the calls and stuff.
What's this called?
Black Mirror.
I believe I read something where... I swear I read an interview with Alan Moore talking about this.
Yeah.
Where he said, like, not only do I think... Of course they'd never actually do it, but has it happened in the past? I have evidence that it has. Fucking clever bastard.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's probably just talking... As they say in Britain, he's probably talking rot.
Talking rot? Is he taking the piss?
Taking the piss.
So
taking a slash. That's actually taking a piss.
Like episodes like deal with that. Like there's an episode where a guy
is multiple episodes dealing with that. Or
no, lots of different episodes. That's the thing. Every episode is completely different characters. It's like Tales from the Crypt or Twilight Zone. Every episode's a different story, different characters. Nothing between them other than the technology is what is causing the horror situations.
Man. That's the all-time best.
So like like
That just
another
gets better.
like another episode like takes place. I don't want to ruin some of these, but
Well,
like
yeah.
another episode is like a guy dies, like a couple, right? And they're newly married, and the guy dies, and this grieving widow's like, "Hey, I know something that can help." And it's this like online service that scrubs his entire like social media and that, and creates like a chat bot, like an AI based on his like past talking behavior and stuff. And so she starts getting texts from her dead husband, but like using his like past texts to her and all this stuff to like generate new talking with her.
Boy.
And then it goes to phone calls because they can scrub his like audio of him talking off everything, and then he starts calling her, and then it continues up the progression into the horror that you can imagine it to be.
Oh Jesus!
Of like a robot. Yeah, it's insane. It's just like this mind fuck. I love that show, and the last season was really good. There's always like
I
Twilight
gotta
Zone.
watch this.
Like Twilight Zone, like all those shows. There's like hit or
I
miss
feel as
episodes,
though-
but the hot episodes, like the Christmas special with John Hamm, fucking great.
I think Twilight Zone may have the most potent writing, and the more it is different as time goes by,
yeah,
the more original it seems.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt that it's in black and white,
No.
or that these actors act a certain way. It
Yeah.
almost makes it more peculiar
Yeah.
as time goes by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
it's
brilliant,
a fucking classic show. It'll never be forgotten.
absolutely brilliant.
You know, and that's, I think, what I like about Black Mirror. I mean, like, okay, let me give another premise of an episode. Like, a kid who's, like, 15, works at, like, a fucking McDonald's. He's, like, at home, and he's, like, watching porn, jerking off. Right? Just like as a kid would do. But his webcam was on, and a hacker videotaped him doing that and threatened to send it out to everyone he knows if he doesn't do X. Like, take this package from this thing to another one and we will let you free. And then it just turns into, you know, that's not enough. He's got to do more and more, and it like gets insane.
Interesting.
And it actually turns into like a fucking battle royale kind of like situation of other people that have been blackmailed are trying and it's just like, what is this? Yeah, it's awesome.
I gotta watch
the guy.
that.
The guy who plays Bronn.
That's why
the
you
guy who
gotta-
plays Bronn in Game of Thrones is in that episode. He's really good in
And
it.
it's funny. That's why you got to do that with the young adult. You get somebody your age or my age, fuck you. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Put it out there. There's a million
I know, like
videos
a
of people
14-year-old.
jerking off. Believe me, nobody wants to look at a guy jerking off
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Well, there's like a.
It's got to be the least watched
exactly.
videos in the entirety of the internet.
And the kid's like 14, and he's just like, because like
well, when you're exactly.
he's like working at McDonald's, and there's like obviously like just the girl who works there that he's like flirting with, and like before like the shit goes down, you're like, oh yeah, see, this is it. Like he could never live it down. You know what I mean? Like if you were 14, you could imagine that. Like you could
Right.
never live that down. Like nowadays, you'd be like, whatever. Like fuck you, I'll sue you.
I almost feel like there's
you
been
asshole.
so much has been put online that I mean, obviously it would be weird if somebody like
Yeah.
tried to personally blackmail me because
Yeah.
it'd be kind of awkward. It'd be like, well, why me? I don't have anything.
Yeah.
But if it came to that, I think I'd call their bluff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, put it out there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because the people I know would have to find it. How are they going to do that? And then
Well, he was going to send it to everyone like from his school. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
In that situation. But for you, obviously, you don't have that type of affiliation at this point. Like, you send it to my email contacts list. Probably half those people don't even have the same email address.
And they're
anymore.
not going to actually, like,
Click
oh,
it?
it's a video link? Fuck this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I mean, I don't ever put video links on anything.
No.
I hate them.
No.
The internet is a reading thing.
Yeah.
It's only video when I want it to be video.
Exactly. Don't autoplay videos. It's
Oof.
bullshit.
I mean, so
Yeah.
that's just my thought.
No, dude, it is so good, and we should watch it. And there's some episodes that are like even like that. There's the episode from the newest season, San Junipero, is like not a horror version of an episode, but like a technology as aspirational.
I want to tell you about the movie.
It's like a time traveling like love story that's like incredibly well put together. Oh, that show just is like, man, it's so well put together. And my favorite episode of the show, I think, was from this last season. It's called it's like Downvoted or something, and it's like, what if like people could upvote and downvote you as a person for everything you did, and like the society that turns the world into.
That's interesting.
Where like
too.
if you go like into a store and like get mad at someone, everyone around you goes on their phone and like downvotes you, and then like you get like don't get served at places then, and like it turns into like a weird dystopia.
Well, haven't you ever thought
It's
like,
such a good episode though.
Because we're both on Twitter.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever like? I mean, I thought for a second because you can see how you could cater to things in there to get more followers.
Yeah.
But I don't do that because like
Well,
I don't have many followers anyway.
I just buy them.
So what do I care? Well, you do buy them.
No,
but,
I don't buy them. I bought them once. like what was that? I bought them on the podcast like 10 years ago. Also, you owe me $10 for that because I bought you a bunch of followers and then you deleted your account.
I can get that going again.
It's okay. I don't really give a shit.
But it's just like funny to me because
I didn't ask you for that. I did that as a joke.
Well, I mean, the joke played out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Is this funny that like I'll put something out there about like my favorite Ozzy album or something, and then lose somebody, and then I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I don't like even pay attention. Actually, I'm kind of glad I bought all those followers because
you don't know.
I don't even look at the number anymore.
Yeah, I think my real number is like 4, or 5.
I follow. I read all your tweets, so
okay.
You know, you got a follower. I'll fave some of them and comment.
The bachelor party crowd, and then that's about it.
I kind of like
because I think the other people that follow me don't really follow. There's one when I tweet my comic book reviews, which I actually kind of have fun with because
it's a fun little short format.
One tweet, review,
280 characters soon.
I don't have that feature,
neither do I.
But so there is like a comics website that retweets a lot of my stuff.
Oh, that's kind of fun though.
Yeah, I think so. So
why not?
They follow me and they retweet mostly my positive ones.
Well,
what kind of reviewer would I be if I didn't put out my entire feelings on what it is? I'm not gonna censor that.
Yeah.
But anyway, one thing I thought was kind of like alarming was I was like hounded by weirdos one time.
Really? Yeah, it's Twitter.
I think it's more specific than Twitter. It's one specific like person I was following that I actually enjoyed. I mean, I didn't like his politics, and I've mentioned how I didn't like his politics, and I thought that like it was the one thing that ruined him from being a comedian, like a great comedian.
Who?
I will tell you, Anthony Cumia.
Oh.
And I replied to one of his tweets. He said that because Ted Nugent spouted off, he doesn't know anything about music. And he spouted off that that the liberals have ruined his career. And
that's just like that guy from what was it, Stephen Baldwin, who said Hollywood has blacklisted him because he's super religious.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like, yeah, that's why. Stephen.
You haven't been in a movie since Usual Suspects.
Yeah,
that's all I remember. Yeah. Or Biodome.
Yeah, I don't think it's Hollywood that blacklisted you. Pauly Shore isn't super religious, and I haven't seen him in a movie in a while.
And I replied, I was like, for a man of his age, not having had a hit since the early 90s, as a solo artist, he hasn't had a hit since the 70s, Ted Nugent. Yeah. I'm like, he's doing good gigs still. He's pulling, like, he's doing decent tours.
Yeah.
He's doing the fair circuit.
Yeah.
He's not Alice Cooper, but Alice has a show.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent's like more of a fair and kind of like concert hall type of guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he's doing fine.
People go to his shows.
So in like a tweet or two, I kind of said that.
Yeah.
Then he directly responded and called me an idiot.
Wait, Ted Nugent did?
No, Anthony Cumia.
Oh, okay.
And then
why is Anthony Cumia
his
like
followers
like
his followers went way after me. I had to block a bunch of people. It was creepy.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's
like,
Twitter for you.
Please stop. Like, and I had to stop following him. I won't watch his videos anymore. I'm like, okay, well, now I really don't like you.
Yeah.
Because you have your like weird dog people that you sick of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. He's like followers attack.
And I thought it was funny when they attacked other people, but when they came on me,
When they came at you.
I wasn't even like harsh critic.
No.
I just said, look, here's the reality for a fucking rock and roll band. Guy's in his 70s. He's doing good. He's actually one of the success stories out of the 70s rockers. Like, how many? I could name a lot of Foghat. Where are they at? I mean, where
playing like a Native
Bowling
American
alley?
casino in like Missouri, you know, like
most of them. I mean, that's
Slow Ride.
Not
everyone.
even a scene anymore.
No.
I mean, I like Nugent's music. I don't like him very much, but
He's kind of a blowhard.
He sucks. I hate his voice and his not his voice. His just when he does interviews, he's insufferable.
Yeah. Well, Ted Nugent did declare that racism is over, so we know it's over.
What? Did that happen?
Yes, recently. Rich old white man declares racism is over. Yes, that's how it goes. You know?
Can't take,
no one would know better than him.
I can't stand it when like there's like it's like a straight ballot where these people are just like down the line on every issue in accordance.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
Yeah.
Like, why? It's just absurd to me. I
mean, we talked about this when the was it the 2012 election. I read a magazine where they were asking like metal bands who they supported, and Dave Mustaine's like, Mitt Romney. I'm like, that's the least metal thing you could ever say. Like the people from Gwar said that they thought Satan should win president and that blood should rain from the skies. I was like, that's metal. That's the correct answer. The correct answer is you don't answer as a thing and make a joke about how metal it would be if fucking the Dark Lord, our savior, would be the president. Like,
I know.
Like that is like stick out of it, man. Like not like you can't have a political stance, but I know what you're saying. Like Ted Nugent. That's all he talks about, you know. And it happens on the both sides of the spectrum. Like some people will just be like, "I'm."
And this is what I was just mentioning about how weird Twitter can get.
Yeah.
Is that I was commenting, knowing a good deal, I think, about hard rock, heavy metal music.
Yes, I would say you know quite a bit about that area.
Ted Nugent's doing A-OK as far as solo artist and booking gigs. I think he tours when he wants to tour. He's probably getting good offers from promoters. He's getting... I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
It's certainly not his politics holding him back. It's the fact that he was medium star in the 70s, and he has been able to hold a career down singing, which is a lot more than anyone else can say. A lot of other people can say. What's Freddie Mercury up
and
to
in
nowadays?
the spirit of people being like straight ballot, like party line assholes, Cumia jumped on that. I called him out for it, and then all those weird jackals attacked me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I used to like this guy, but you know, I mean, I don't understand personally how Cumia could sit in a room with Patrice O'Neill all those years and still be racist, but he pulled it off.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get it. I was just like, dude, how's Patrice not your friend? How does he not won you over yet?
I know.
And he's still hung with that fucking... His dad, I remember, not to get into it too much,
no,
his
I know
dad
what
who
you're saying.
gave him nothing and walked out on him, he would like hold on to that guy's racism.
Yeah.
But then somebody who was a friend who he met, who was... He would be... I like you, but I'm still racist. What the fuck? Let it go, man.
One of the all-time greats.
Let it go.
Patrice O'Neill. I mean, rest in peace. I love that guy.
Oh my! What a genius!
Oh, so sad, but you know, it's like
that's just my.
It's
it's
fucked up.
I think it's ridiculous to hold on to things like that.
Yeah,
you gotta just everybody or not everybody, but people inherit things from their parents, but some things gotta be let go, man, and. To hold on to them in spite of what?
Yeah.
Things change, man.
Yeah. You gotta move on with the times.
It's just like lame. It becomes lame to just be... I don't know. Every time every time I feel almost like it's like it gets into that George Lucas area of like you've chosen the dark side if you like keep fighting against the wave of like what you know is right.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, man? I feel like, I mean, because I've known people who are like even pretty closely who hold on to things like that, and it's just kind of like, why? What are you doing over there? It's like you realize you can get along a little bit over here. It's not that important. And then I don't know, they just kind of stubborn. Is it stubbornness? Anger? A lot of other things I don't know about.
No, it's just, people like to and then the problem with Twitter is that it becomes like an echo chamber.
But I'm not even just talking about Twitter now.
But I mean, like, but social media and Twitter becomes like an echo chamber where everyone just is repeating the same opinion and everyone follows the people that have the same opinion. So it sounds like everybody in the world believes exactly what you believe, even though it's not even close to being true. And it's just like, it just removes all sort of like sanity where you just, you got to fight, you got to carry water for your fan. Like, you're a fan of Anthony Cumia, so you got to fucking fight for him. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to do anything for anyone else. You do whatever you want to. If you agree with them, follow them. If you don't agree with them, call them out. And if, otherwise, fuck you then. Like, if you can't have a differing opinion, you can't talk, then, why? Why bother? Speaking of Star Wars, I want to bring up Star Wars.
Oh,
I have not watched the new trailer. I am not going to watch the new trailer. I want to go into...
Going in blind?
I want to go in blind. Because... I want to go back to this. I know if Matt ever hears this, he'll kill me. That fucking Star Wars movie that came out, I was underwhelmed. I'm going to say it. Fucking Force Awakens didn't do anything for me. Looking back at it now, maybe I should watch it again. I saw it once.
Jeez. You going to watch it again?
Well, it's a canon Star Wars movie. Looking back at it, the parts that I remember are...
I noticed they're not even episodes now. They're just going to make like 10 of them.
The parts that I remember from Star Wars Force Awakens are the ending, basically.
Oh.
Like the
That's it?
Like the lightsaber battle in the snow was cool. That was my favorite part.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It made no sense.
It was memorable.
How could a stormtrooper... who is just a stormtrooper, pick up a lightsaber and actually strike and injure a Sith Lord? It made no sense.
Well, the Sith Lord already...
Or Sith Apprentice,
if
even.
you remember, he had already been injured.
Doesn't matter.
He
He's just a
was,
fucking
stormtrooper.
stormtrooper.
Well, I have a feeling that there's more to that character that we'll see. And this is the problem.
Well, he's got some magic about him, I'm sure.
This is the problem I have with these movies, is that they're written as a... They feel like they're written to preclude another movie. Like, it's like, okay, this is just setting up the next movie.
They're just trying to, like, horribly disfigure this guy so he can be Darth Vader, basically. Right?
Maybe. But he's already kind of there. I mean, but anyway.
They have to, like, mess him up some more, though, right?
Okay. But anyway, the thing is that it's just... The movie feels like they're making movies to set up other movies. Like, this is all just... like, because there's, like, stuff that's, like... maybe with 3 movies we'll understand what's that, but I don't have that feeling at all when I watched A New Hope. That's a complete story. That could have never made another movie. And you've been like, young boy goes off and fights the Empire, and they blow up the Death Star, and they have the fucking ceremony, and Chewbacca, he nods at Chewbacca, and he goes, brrr, and it's like, this is awesome. And then the credits roll. That could have been it. Whereas with The Force Awakens... it's just like, okay, sequel coming up.
Well, and there's a problem in that 2 Harrison Ford movies, and I'm not gonna.
You could spoil the fucking Force Awakens.
No, not Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
Or even Blade Runner.
Okay. Oh, okay, Blade Runner. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say what is lazy about storytelling in these movies they're making sequels to because of the cachet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's what's lazy. No effort is being made to explain 30-year gaps in history in fucking Star Wars or Blade Runner 2.
Yeah.
I watched Blade Runner 2. You know what
2049.
You know what
Please,
they said?
say it correctly.
In this movie?
Yep.
Deckard went away, and then we found him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is he a robot? Maybe.
They didn't say anything about what happened.
Yeah, after...
Apparently he was doing jack shit for 35 years.
Yeah.
And... See, it's literally... It reminds me of, like, Grant Morrison comics, where he's like, until these, like, comic book characters get used, they go into comic limbo, and they just, like, wander around in a snowstorm until some writer plucks them out of the snowstorm.
Oh, it's time for you to be back in things again.
Now I need you.
Yeah.
And then you get used.
Yeah.
And then their life is turmoil.
Yeah.
And then they get, like, thrown back into the snowstorm when
Yeah.
they're done with... It's like Deckard had nothing to do.
Yeah.
So they're just, like... Or Han.
Yeah.
Han actually is a fucking, like, rogue / like, guy who flies a ship. So
Yeah.
you could easily just say he's been doing that.
Yeah.
Luke, on the other hand, has been doing jack shit in that movie.
Oh, yeah, he's been sitting on a rock.
What kind of backstory is that? What do you mean the greatest champion of the Jedi has been doing jack shit for 30 years?
You know, they did the same thing with Obi-Wan, too, in the originals. He just went off to Tatooine, hung out. Although, to be fair to Obi-Wan, he did go to Tatooine to hang out and look over Luke, you know, who he knew as a baby, you know, because he knew his dad. So, you know, that...
But in the first movie, he was just an old man who's mysterious.
Not even that, but in the first movie, he's an old man who's mysterious that said that he, like, knew that Luke would meet him someday. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's time for me to tell you the story. Here's a lightsaber. Now you can... You know what I mean? You're old enough now where... You know what I mean? Like, that, he knew that was happening, you know, and it happened. So... But, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, he's just going to fucking sit around on this rock?
I know.
For a billion years? I don't know.
It was...
I mean, Yoda did the same fucking thing. He just sat around on Dagobah after those prequels.
Well, yeah. And Yoda was introduced
but he
much the same way Obi-Wan was, where he just is there and he's waiting.
But to be fair, Yoda did after the prequels and the entire Jedi Order was destroyed. He just went off to Dagobah to retire. He was like, I'm going to live out the rest of my days on this planet.
What is wrong with somebody sitting down and taking a little bit of time and creating a richer history in between fucking gigantic plot points?
Yeah.
I mean, or at least, like, leaving it open. I mean, now they'll probably say, when they go back and make Luke prequels, they'll say that...
oh, no.
I know.
Please don't.
They're going to say that, like, Luke did a bunch of shit until 5 years ago, and he's only spent 5 years on the rock instead of 30.
Oh, we can explain this gap with this storyline.
And the Blade Runner movie could have done a lot better. Deckard did not strike me as a person who sat on his hands for 30 goddamn years. No. Deckard was a guy...
He was going around, bossing robots around,
mover and a shaker,
forcing himself upon robots. I forgot about that in that first movie. He kind of, like, sexes up these robots.
Well, yeah,
against their will.
He wants to test out their... he has to see which ones need blade running.
I know, right? Like, I figured... Yeah, I just remember...
Batista was very good in that movie.
He's been very good in a lot of movies. Like
By
Guardians
the way,
of the
I
Galaxy,
didn't recognize him at first.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know Batista that well. I only saw him in the Riddick movie so far. And
he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, I haven't seen those. But...
incredible movies that you haven't seen, but fine.
I'll get around to it. But
fucking Michael Rooker's in those. He's got all your favorites in these.
Sure, I'll watch them. But Batista...
Kurt Russell's in the second one.
I almost thought that, like, Batista was, like, animated somehow because of his neck being so huge.
No, that's just the way he is.
And then I was like, that's Batista. And I looked again, I was like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
He's got the biggest neck.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He was such a B-level, like, wrestler. And now he's such a big star action. Like, he will be.
Yeah.
Because he's got a Stallone movie coming up.
He's a big guy. He's got a very imposing figure. A. B.
He's like the new Jesse Ventura, though.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, is I've heard that, and it seems like, hearing him in interviews, he's an extremely easy to work with fellow. Like, he's just really easygoing and, like, nice. So it's kind of like, okay, you have this big guy who's not a terrible actor, who is easy to work with. You're probably going to get roles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why The Rock got so many roles, because looks well. The Rock is also extremely attractive for a man. So
The Rock,
you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those very handsome men. Whereas I wouldn't say Batista's
I would say The Rock fought a much higher uphill battle to become an actor than Batista.
True.
Rock paved the way for
Whoa.
Batista, and so did Vince Mann's fucking movie company.
Yes.
He started getting all of them into this.
I will say, The Rock had to go through the hell that was the Scorpion King and other movies to get to where he is now. Whereas Batista just jumped right into, I'm going to be in the Denis Villeneuve Academy Award nominated director, like fucking sequel to this like cult classic, movie phenomenon. Like,
It is possible that for as much ground as the good actors of wrestling have made up, Hulk Hogan had taken back right from the start.
Roddy Piper too. I forgot. Like in They Live,
acting made it so hard for these guys to get jobs in
I
acting
know.
roles.
Dude.
It's like they couldn't get cast in anything, and now you cast wrestler, no
Yeah.
problem.
Well, yeah. John Cena's been in a lot more stuff lately.
I was watching the John Wick with your brother, and he said there was like wrestlers all over. I didn't even know which
Oh
ones.
yeah, I think so. In the background, yeah.
I
Like,
recognized
his henchmen and
Kevin
stuff.
Nash. That was
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, Kevin Nash has been in stuff too as well. He's a pretty decent actor. He's not bad. I heard he was pretty good in Magic Mike, which I haven't seen.
He's in. Yeah, he's been acting. I mean, he's Super Shredder in Turtles too, man.
Okay, well, I don't. He didn't. He wore a mask for that, so
And he didn't have real words as dialogue.
No.
But I don't know if you get a SAG card for going. "Grrr."
well, he's got one now for sure. So
Oh yeah, I mean, and he fought the Punisher in one of those. He's a Russian dude.
I like Kevin Nash's Twitter, by the way.
I haven't thought of.
He's a real straight shooter when it comes to
You know
things.
what's fucking funny is I started following Scott Hall,
Yeah.
and
Is he still battling his addictions?
so here's what happened. He was just tweeting like buy the shirt, Chico, and like
Yeah.
buy this DVD,
Yeah, he's gotta
Chico.
that's how he lives.
Here's me and a fan. Here's it's just a pretty by numbers.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden there was like all these like half naked or fully naked dudes on his Twitter being posted, and then he said like, sorry, my account got hacked, like if you didn't want to see that, and then nothing. So it's like he's given up. It's like he's just like pissed off.
So do you think his account got hacked, or do you think that was him?
Well, it would seem better if he still posted stuff.
Because like, has he been married and like stuff?
I think he has, but
He has kids,
he's got
he has
that
kids.
kid Cody Hall.
He does have Cody Hall. You're right. I was like, because maybe I don't know, maybe he's been in the closet. I don't know.
Right.
Because
Well, who was it? No, Hogan was the guy who was he used to be a bouncer at a gay strip club.
Oh, okay.
Not Hall. Hall was just a bouncer at a normal strip club, but it was in Miami.
Yeah.
So no,
No, he probably got hacked though. That does
I think
happen.
I think he got spooked and he's just like, fuck this.
I'm gonna lay off for a bit. That's funny.
It's kind of like weird though that someone would do that. But who knows?
Maybe I mean,
I bought the.
there are gay people that have children that they've born. It can. You know what I mean? Like maybe, dude, whatever. He's having a hard time.
I bought
still,
the
I think.
fucking Hall DVD.
Yeah.
That man had a story. I did not. I bought it for wrestling matches. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it's a badass.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
And I was like watching this
Fucking
movie,
ladder match, man.
but it had a documentary, and I'm just like, this seems good. Put it
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking the same thing you are as everybody else. Ladder match, dude. He shot someone in the face and killed them.
What?
Did you know about this?
No.
He was like, he got in with his strippers. He's a stripper bodyguard or a stripper bouncer.
Okay.
And jealous boyfriend confronts him in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Fucking points a gun at him. Hall's fucking steroid freak.
Yep.
Grabs the gun out of his hand.
What?
He said he took it and went to pistol whip the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
And went off and blew his brains out.
Fucking A.
And this was like in the 80s. And this is before he did like any real wrestling.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm watching this. I'm like expecting. I'm expecting him to like tell stories about doing the Razor's Edge or some bullshit. And it's like I did not expect to hear that story.
Yeah. Wrestlers always have. Like,
I mean, I don't think it's funny. It's just like it's crazy though.
Yeah, wrestlers always have unexpectedly dark stories. You're just like, oh, ooh, what a.
I will
life
say
you
this
had.
in his defense with the whole like gay Twitter thing. If
Yeah.
ever there was a wrestler who had gay followers, I think Hall's one of them. The chest hair.
Well, okay. He was a man. Okay, some wrestlers wear stuff.
And the hair.
Man was A, very cut. B, extremely hairy. And C, like, kind of had this. He had,
Actually, taking that into account, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm pretty sure that account was.
He didn't wear a lot of clothing. He was one of those guys who wore small
Just
trunks.
the trunks, yeah.
And dude, the guy was.
He had the best physique out of anybody.
Well, I don't know about that, but very, very up there.
That I would actually want. Like, oh my god, like Hogan wasn't somebody you'd actually want to be.
Oh god, no. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who. Well, I would have.
As far as body type.
For me, it was Kevin Nash for sure.
Oh, you want to get? Yeah, okay.
Well, I was super tall. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like Kevin Nash.
Or you could go George the Animal Steel.
No, absolutely not. Gay icon George the Animal Steel. You can't get hairier than that guy. That guy's back hair had back hair.
It's like Danny DeVito's like older, angrier brother.
I know, right?
I liked how he ate the turnbuckles.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was a pretty weird
Is there
guy.
a more weird fucking name I could have pulled out than that?
Nope. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so that's
I mean, you get like into the late '90s guys, and you get like Jericho and stuff, but I never really pictured, since I'm tall.
Goldberg.
I never really
was one of
pictured
those
myself
physiques.
being someone like Jericho.
You're tall.
Oh no, I know, but like I never like
You're only like
identified.
2 inches shorter than I am.
He looks shorter.
Yeah.
In the ring.
Yeah.
I never thought of like myself as like, oh, I wish I was like Jericho, because I never even thought of him as the same type.
Yeah.
Different. It's how you went to Nash and I went to Hall.
Yeah.
Because if you're a certain like height level, you
Yeah.
kind of like identify.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
You're like, you still want to keep something of yourself in the equation. So
Yeah.
you're like, well, I want to be. You don't want to go from like being somebody who's 5'2". Well, maybe they would, to being the Giant. Maybe they would want to be the Giant then.
yeah. No. I just thought Hall was so cool. Scott Hall and Kevin
yeah.
Nash were the fucking badass.
That was so much fun.
WCW, the fucking oh god, NWO era was just the coolest shit. And we were the perfect age for that to be the coolest shit. Because I was like, when was that? It was 97. So I was like 11, 12 when that fucking NWO stuff started popping off. 96, 97. I was the perfect age to just fucking eat that NWO shit just up. Speaking of, I just want to say, Bobby the Brain Heenan, rest in peace.
Oh, he did die, didn't
fucking
he?
all-time legend. Not only announcer, but in-ring manager. Like, just the stuff he did was incredible. I didn't even know he wrestled before. He was a wrestler, like in the regional days. Like
I think I remember them saying that, but I never saw it.
Yeah, this guy was a
He had
fucking
a
legend.
fucking neck
Hall of
injury, I
Fame
think, that
legend.
Basically took him out.
Yeah, and of
He
course
became Flair's. I knew him as Ric Flair's guy.
Yeah.
He was his manager.
Mm-hmm. He managed a lot of heel acts.
I like how Flair came into the WWF for like 1 year. It was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Immediately left and went back to WCW. Like he was there for 1 year, I think, or maybe less. He won the title, got rid of it, left.
There will never be another.
Somehow they've rolled Flair into the WWF, despite the fact that
WWE.
he didn't actually do anything worthwhile for them. Somehow that branding has been slid over.
He did the '92 Rumble, I think.
That's what I'm saying. The 1 year he was there,
yeah,
he did jack shit for them.
Yeah.
I don't think he got along with them very well.
But he came back because the WWE bought the WCW and
Okay.
folded it all together. And,
One final wrestling question.
Yeah, we got to fucking end this wrestling segment because people have tuned out.
Well, it's been a semi-decent one. I do have to ask this,
Back
though.
to Star
Did
Wars. Oh,
Macho
sorry.
Man bang Vince's daughter? And is
Oh.
that why he's not in the Hall of Fame?
I do not think so. He's in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Is he? When did he
Now.
get in?
Like 2 years ago.
That was a rumor even I heard about, and I was like, I don't know, man. This is kind of weird.
It's weird that Macho Man wasn't put in the Hall of Fame before he died, though. You know, like, that guy, all-time great.
Him and Hogan were like 1 and 2 for a lot of people.
Yep.
In whichever order. I mean, some people. I mean, there was people who liked one or the other. It wasn't always just Hogan.
Yeah, and Hogan is the one who did the induction for him.
Okay, so he's in.
What year was this, though?
So he didn't bang Vince's daughter.
Well, he may have, but that certainly wasn't.
Is it water under the bridge already for
At this
Vince? Well, let him in.
When was he inducted though? 2015. So just 2 years ago. They waited a long time.
He died like 5 years ago.
More than that. It was like 2010, 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was in college still, maybe even.
His fucking Space Ghost episode is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that guy was a natural talent for humor as well. Like he really didn't take himself super seriously, you know, with the Slim Jim ads and Bone Saw and the fucking
Where are you going? You're going nowhere.
Yeah, dude, he's all-time great as well. That fucking high flying elbow drop, so classic.
That's something that like these like comic book movies need to pull in more of these fucking wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like that's a good warm-up fight when you like are building your cred.
Yeah.
You take out fucking well, I was gonna say Lex Luger, but he's got a thing.
Yeah. Well, he's like almost died. So.
Yeah. But you take out like a one of these like new Roman Reigns or something.
Yeah.
Fucking get Punisher. Fucking give him the clothesline or something.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
You've established yourself as a badass.
Yep.
Spider-Man could probably do.
Yeah. Well, when they reboot Spider-Man again.
Okay. You know, I didn't see the last one, and I don't think I'm gonna.
It's all right. The problem I have
Spider-Man out.
I like Spider-Man. He's my favorite, but I didn't watch the second Amazing Spider-Man movie.
That I did watch. And
I heard it wasn't amazing.
No.
Okay, so we're back to Star Wars.
Star Wars. Sorry.
So the prequels, the new ones I've been kind of disappointed with. I haven't watched the trailer because I just want to go in completely blind. Because that's how I saw the original trilogy. You know, I just want to go in blind. I don't want to know anything about it. I want to see if that helps. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get around on this hype train and watch a trailer like 100 times because I'm just not going to be able to get myself psyched up for it. So maybe if everything is a surprise, it will help.
And now that IMDb got rid of those pesky message boards, there's nowhere for you to actually read about people's opinions on movies anymore. So,
well, I just go to places. I mean,
I hate the look of Reddit. It's nothing. I want some type of interface or something there.
Yeah, it's not
I
great.
feel like I'm just like searching Windows 3.1 on that goddamn thing.
Well, sorry, Lance. Reddit's where it's at now.
All right. I guess I'm going to have to get on that.
Well, if you want to get into some horrible political arguments like on Twitter, Reddit's the place for you.
You can go ahead and not sign me up for any of that.
Reddit does a pretty good job moderating that shit, though, and you can get to certain Reddit boards where that shit's bad, but most of the time generally you get in trouble for posting about things that are not on topic and a certain topics.
I was thinking, though...
Thread, yes?
And this is just a thought I had. This isn't really a political...
You want to create a new Reddit?
Not a political statement, but do you think that people in showbiz, which I'm going to include sports, is showbiz?
Correct, everything. Entertainment business.
Do you think that people really listen to opinions in political nature, like from... I feel as though you almost can't even talk to anybody who's not at your own station in a political opinion. And I'm starting to think that, like, it's all just a waste of time almost. Like, that there's just this complete, like, division between classes, and classes can talk to each other about politics and listen and will change their opinions about things, but they will not listen to... It's almost like Brave New World. They will not listen to what the upper echelon has to say about things because they are like, no, because I don't trust you. And it goes back and it goes further down or up or however you... It's like, have you ever really been influenced by something that, like... I mean, you're supposed to be influenced by what presidents say, but really it's more about the party says. It's not... Right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of this whole thing where I'm just thinking, like, how much influence does words spoken from certain people really have? And I think there's so much just... I don't know where this resistance came from, but I definitely feel it where, like, I haven't, like, bought in on what, like, presidents have said. Like, it's been a long... You know, it happens, but it happens when it aligns with what I think. It doesn't happen with every president we have.
Yeah.
And used to be that the president said something, not everybody, but generally people were fucking on board with what the president said.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. I have a theory that that the only real influence people have on each other politically is of their own station.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. I personally, at least for my moral belief structure, I just go off of what I think is right and wrong. I don't really listen to what anyone else says. You know what I mean?
But could you handle changing something about the way you think from a higher or lower tier?
But I think I just look at like facts and make my own conclusions.
Oh, you sound like a right winger.
Well,
they're always trumpeting the old fact thing.
Well, they're talking about alternative facts and fake news.
It's easy to trumpet facts when you black out a bunch of things.
Yeah, no, I like to look at evidence and read up. I read a lot. You know what I mean? Like I read Washington Post and lots of other. I subscribe to that and read the local newspaper as well and like. I just, listen to it, read it, and make up my own decisions. And that's the way everyone should do it. You shouldn't listen to some fucking pundit on CNN or some pundit on Fox News or some MSNBC pundit. Like, that's fucking, like, to me, watching cable news or listening to what celebrities say or musicians like Ted Nugent say is like fucking jerking yourself off. You're just listening to what people you agree with are saying, and sometimes it feels good to tune into Samantha Bee's show and watch her completely just joke about how stupid everything is. It makes me feel better. But am I going to change my opinions or make informed political decisions on that? No. I'll go to the websites and read the pros and cons and see what like different outlets have said. Oh, this doesn't factually make any sense, or oh, that was a lie they were saying, or oh, that's a stretch of the truth. That's what you do. You have to do your own research. Don't be lazy and listen to what someone says. The fucking truth is out there. The government. No, I'm kidding. The government's listening into us, and no. But you know what I'm saying though. Like, I honestly don't think it makes a difference.
It's interesting, and maybe just like. Threw it out there because
I've never been
it's like
that way.
Interesting about like how people develop these opinions.
I've always been so independent though. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get in trouble in school for like not listening to teachers a lot of times, like I got in trouble for calling teachers by their first names a lot because I was kind of a dick. But like, you know what I mean? I've always kind of rubbed against authority quite a bit, and I've always kind of felt that way and just like I don't care if you're supposed to tell me what to do. If I don't think it's right, I'm not going to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the way everyone should be. Because we're America and you're allowed to be that way. That's what the country was founded on. Freedom to decide and choose what you want and not listen to what someone else has to say.
Yeah.
I think that it also is true that being a role model is important as well. Like, because there are definitely people you looked up to as a kid. You know what I mean? And then you hear that they're horrible at some point. Like looking up to Hulk Hogan as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But like at that point, I was old enough to be like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm past it,
Well,
but
because I kind of thought of this because of the whole... And I will try to be very succinct with this.
Sure. It's impossible, though, because...
I think that...
To be succinct.
A certain illusion for a lot of people who enjoy sports, which I personally have been disillusioned with for a while. I'm pretty much just a fantasy football / work during games and kind of peek my head in and watch someone get hit type of thing.
Watch the injury,
yeah.
replay, like, God.
I've gone beyond giving a shit what happens to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, look at that helmet bend. But I was thinking there's an illusion that's about to be, or is in the process of being taken away, where you have basically, and I'm not saying they're wrong. This is the reality from 30 years ago, but there's been a tradition of people going out in the backyard and playing catch with their kids and passing on this whole like we play sports, we want to be like them type of stuff.
I want to be like Mike.
and I think it's like over that. It gets into like a little bit. I haven't quite formulated the best way to say it, but I think it gets into a class system type of thing, and it mixes with. It definitely is political, but like classes in sports are mixing with classes in reality, and there is a resentment for people who are under another class, and sports are fucking 3 classes above everybody as far as money, and there is a definite backlash at being told what types of opinions they should or shouldn't have. And I'm saying, I'm listening to what they're saying, and you look at where these guys grew up, and they should be talking. This is...
You know what I love is what Mike Dick has said.
Oh, yeah.
There hasn't been racism in 100 years. You know, forget the lynchings that happened in the 20s and
Fire
30s.
hoses
But he would. To be fair,
did he see Forrest Gump even?
To be fair, he backed that. To be fair to him, he backtracked that. He said he meant like in the sport that he knows, like football, where he's like, you know, if you're white or black, you get treated based on who you are. And to be fair, football is probably one of the close to equal sports. Like fucking baseball was super like the last.
No way, dude. Football was totally white until fucking 1968.
Okay, but that's like what Mike.
Did you think Ditka would have been a tight end?
Just 1 second. Let me just say this. I'm not going to defend him because what he said was stupid. But for him, he exaggerated when he said 100 years. But I'm thinking from his experience from the 60s when he was playing and when he coached the Bears, he obviously didn't see that. But again, like I said, when you are someone who is privileged like he was, like of a higher class, you just don't see that. You know what I mean? Like, of course he's not seeing it because how would he in his experience? Like, well, you know, we gave Walter Payton the ball, you know, and he was, you know, it's like, well, no. Ask Walter Payton how he grew up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's just because he was fine where he was at there. It was because he was uniquely, gifted and talented to get there, you know, like. He could have just grown up on this. I actually don't know Walter Payton's story. He may have grown up in a rich family. I don't really know. I don't want to generalize, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of. I'm sure there were black players on that team that grew up in bad neighborhoods.
Sure, Mike Ditka didn't give a shit about them.
Well, no, because he only cared about what they did in the field, and that's what he was trying to make. He was like, football talent's the equalizer, and that's the way it is in a lot of sports, which is nice. But also, football has a rule specifically to combat racism in hiring coaches.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that.
They specifically had to make a rule that they have to interview a minority candidate for every coaching job. So,
and it's still not even close to what percentage would be
exactly
in normal society.
Correct.
It's like 5 coaches.
Yes.
But yeah, I just kind of thought it was interesting.
Just funny. It's like you're defending an organization that specifically put a rule to stop racism in. So, okay, clearly something's happening.
Also, as far as athletes / coaching personality people go, I almost can't go pick anybody more like talentless and humorless than him, who's been gift wrapped a fucking career after being relevant more than Ditka.
Yeah,
it was all due to SNL making a fucking
right?
skit.
Yeah.
You think he would have had anything after he was
fired? He won a Super Bowl.
With a defensive team run by Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
Who people
all-time
wanted
great.
to be the coach. And there was like a civil war in the locker room between Ditka and Ryan, who ran the damn team.
And knowing Buddy Ryan's experiences with that Eagles team and how beloved he was, I have a feeling I would have probably been on the Buddy Ryan side as well. Because everybody loved Buddy Ryan. You know, he was a fucking treasure.
Yeah.
And whatever. Ditka's an idiot. He's always kind of been stupid. Same thing with Charles Barkley.
Well, he doesn't know what he's got.
Dumb shit
Ditka
as well.
doesn't understand like how fucking sweet he has it because he thinks he's awesome. He's not.
No. You were a
Anybody
good coach.
who knows anything about him is just like, God, this guy's a jerk off. But he's just like, yeah, I did it, so it's great.
He's personified.
He's like shitty Gene Simmons. Like, at least Gene Simmons fucking had a couple good tunes and had a band. Ditka has done nothing useful for anybody since fucking 92 when the Bears fired him.
Yeah.
He's just been kind of telling people that... he defended Ray Rice hitting that woman and then
someone's always got to be in the other side of an opinion.
And maybe he's got a contrarian side to him. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh.
Maybe
he's just is like always got to pick a fight with something, right? He's got to chew that gum. He's got to say like, who's backing up Ray Rice in this fight?
Right. Joe Mixon. I mean, that lady deserved that punch. Like, okay, whoa, Ditka, whoa.
Did he back him up?
No. I don't want to.
Even Ditka understood that was one too many.
money.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of.
There's also a thing I'd like
what
to.
What can you do?
There's also a thing I'd like to mention. It's called the Streisand effect. You know the Streisand effect, correct?
What is that?
So Barbara Streisand was building a house, I think, in the what's that? The north of New York, where all the rich people live.
Like the Hamptons.
Hamptons, correct. She was building a new house in the Hamptons. And she said she would sue anyone that tried to take pictures of the house while it was being built. And so what happened? 1 billion people went up there to take pictures of it. And helicopters soared around trying to take pictures of it. And, of course, you couldn't sue them for that because it's ridiculous. People are allowed to fucking stand across the street and look at something. You can't just say... So anyway, that's called the Streisand effect. It's basically exactly what happened with the NFL. It was kind of one of those things where it's like... Okay, whatever. And then, like, somebody has to fucking say something stupid, and then everyone's like, oh, fuck no. Like, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, anyway. And I think that's what the NFL's going to do anyway.
Ultimately...
They're just going to say, it'll blow over if we stop talking about it.
Ultimately, the
it's
thing...
so stupid.
It's so... it's the bigger thing to me... Well, it's not even the bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sports are sports... Let's stop putting everything on a goddamn pedestal all the time and acting like it's a shrine to something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's other interests in life other than this guy catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like to see it. But people fucking live to I mean, it's where fan. Yeah. It's insane. It's crazy how into sports people get. I mean, I enjoy a game.
Yeah.
But I actually like to do something while I watch a game because I find it like I can't just sit and watch.
This is what Twitter is for me. Is that I usually when I'm watching a sporting event, I will follow like tweets about the sporting event, which is nice.
Kissing Susie Cobra would have kept me way more into sports if it was still around.
Well, yeah, I like that.
Such a funny site
but
where they just shit on everything from the beginning of a Monday night game to the end.
Yep.
They just shit on...
And everybody in the comments is just equally just doesn't matter if you're a fan, not a fan of a team, you just say that, like, how dumb
totally
everything is.
Disparaging humor towards themselves or anything.
Yeah.
It was...
Just everything is stupid.
It's like hilarious.
Yeah. I miss that site as well. But,
I don't know. How do you take this thing seriously? Like...
Why so serious?
Who runs the ball? There you go.
But
there's another actor who had 2 movies after he died.
That's right. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
I still haven't seen that one.
I will not see it. Although I like Terry Gilliam. Was it Terry Gilliam that did that?
I believe so.
Okay. Wait, no way. Terry Gilliam didn't. Did he do that?
He did that.
He did a movie with Heath Ledger's.
He shot like this 2 scenes.
No, I thought he did that. Oh, okay.
And then he had to get like 5 more actors to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the most Hollywood fashion, Gilliam got 5 of the biggest male actors ever to replace Heath Ledger for random scenes. It became an unwatchable fucking fantasy movie.
That sounds like a Terry Gilliam movie.
Gilliam hasn't really done anything good in a while. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm looking forward to...
Tideland has to be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And he did that.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Lost in La Mancha. Or sorry,
that was good.
Well,
the actual movie, Don Quixote.
I'm looking forward to it. It's done.
I think that he is chasing fool's gold. I see how often are timeless literature and classics novels adapted into worthwhile movies.
I hope it's good.
I highly doubt Don Quixote is gonna his 5th try is gonna unless he goes off path. If he goes off path, it could be good. If he sticks to the script, it's gonna like be dull. Yeah. Like, you have to come with something new, and I don't know. You can't just adapt a timeless literature book and assume your work's done.
I didn't realize Andrew Garfield was on Dr. Parnassus.
I didn't know that either.
I kind of want to see it now because
What's he, 10 years
I
old?
really like Andrew Garfield. Yeah, he must be because that was 2009.
How crazy are things? Now he's in the new Mel Gibson movie, Who's Forgiven, and Harvey Weinstein's on his way out.
Well,
not on his way out. He's out. He's not going to be allowed to do anything.
He is possibly
He'd maybe have to leave the country.
Yeah, he might be joining Roman Polanski on his fucking estate.
You think they're going to make movies over there?
Yeah, right. Oh my god, the Weinstein Polanski fucking movie company. Oh my god, and they'll get people to work for him.
Of course,
that's just the way it fucking works.
Guy knows how to make a movie, like it or not.
Oh fucking dude. I love how like people like said this stuff.
It's totally joking. I'm obviously.
It's the fucking worst, and the worst part is that like everyone fucking knew about this for so long.
Oh, you think he's the first?
No, I know.
My God,
I didn't even know.
Now Tippi Hedren's coming out on Hitchcock.
No,
and it's like.
Can we just let him be dead and not
Tippi,
talk about him?
I remember watching an interview with you talking about birds, where you just like totally glorified the ground Hitchcock walked on from like the year 2000. Is that bullshit now? Like you were an elderly woman.
He was long dead at that point. Like there was no reason to
why now?
Glorify him. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe I don't know. Who knows?
I think she's a little nutty. That's my thought.
Well,
probably true though.
As long as there aren't like 50 other women that start coming forward, and it's like okay.
Every surviving leading actress from a Hitchcock
movie.
I love
that's one of my favorite things is Dave Chappelle's new special.
Well, here's the thought.
Yep.
There's a movie coming out about P.T. Barnum.
Yep.
Which we know kind of like he's got his own fucking
okay.
You almost start to turn into like the Batman movie Dark Knight, where it's like, look, we need to bury the dirt at some point.
Yeah.
This world needs heroes for somebody. Yeah. Like, if you're going to talk about us torturing elephants in the goddamn P.T. Barnum movie, like, there's a dark past to everything almost, it seems like. Yeah. We have to give somebody a standard to live up to it at some
you've
point.
Have you heard of Milkshake Duck, correct? On Twitter? The phenomenon, Milkshake Duck? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'll educate you. So Milkshake Duck is a term that Pixelated Boat, who's like just a Twitter guy, who's got a lot of followers, he just says funny shit on Twitter. He said, 2016, there's an adorable duck that drinks a milkshake, and it's hilarious, and everybody loves it. And then 2 weeks later, we regret to inform you the duck is racist. So it's like everyone like finds out, like, so the same thing happened with like Ken Bone when he like got popular. It's like everything's always like, okay, this is great, we love it, and then there's some fucking dark past.
Right.
You know, it just happens because everybody's got dirt. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
I know. It's like, and then awful. Times change, and then shit that wasn't dirt turns into dirt.
Yeah, that's true.
What can you say about that?
Yeah.
Not me though. I'm clean as a whistle.
Me too.
Can't fucking come
Fit
after
as a whistle.
me.
Don't listen to a good era of Born in the 80s that we're on if you don't want dirt. I think some bad stuff probably got said at some point by all of us. But anyway, yeah. It's I think that's going to do it for this episode, though.
Yeah.
We got to end it before. I could talk for hours and hours longer, but it is...
I think we made the point, though.
We're past the 2-hour mark, so we're good.
I mean...
what's your Twitter account so people can follow you, Lance? Just real Lance
just
fan?
Just go to John's phone and look up Lance. Because I
That's the
changed
way
it
to
just
do
to Lance because you changed yours to Fanger. And then I'm like, maybe I should change mine. So I changed mine to Lance.
Oh, I changed it to John Fanger because it's Halloween.
Okay.
So I went with a spooky name. I added a pumpkin.
We'll go to the Do we have a Born in the 80s page?
Yeah, we do.
Go to that.
I think your Twitter account is listed on the Born in the 80s website.
Okay.
BornInThe80s.net on the left-hand side.
I should be following that, too.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's got like 120
Find
followers.
me through John.
Yeah, you'll find it. And I'm John _Danger.
Got the Judge
Twitter.
Dredd helmet thing.
Yep.
Is my logo.
It's a great helmet. All-time classic helmet. We're done. Helmet Marco. Let me
This is my meal ticket, honey. I'm cold. Let's go get some coffee.
I don't know about you, but my shit's always hot. Oh, God. Here comes Mr. Trouble.
Hey, baby. How's business?
Cat's meow.
All right. How about you, sweet thing? Pretty girl like you could use a manager. You hear where I'm at?
Yeah, well, don't do me any favors, honey.
Yeah. Just talking business, sweet thing.
I'm gonna say this once. You touch me again, I'll shoot your tip off.
Well, you listen up, little girl. This is grown-up time out here. You want to have an attitude, you might need some protection. Yeah. Pretty girl like you could get ugly real fast with an attitude. You hear where I'm at? Sweet thing.
What she got that I ain't got?
Him.
Not for long, she don't.
All right, I'm from Missouri, honey. Show me.
You check this shit out.
Come around.
I'm sorry I was acting so mean.
Don't worry about it. How about a little sugar for Pimp Daddy here? So, you want to talk a little business?
That's right. Strictly business.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Give me your jewelry.
You got to be crazy.
Give me the fucking jewelry, man!
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Look, now, you know you're never going to get away with this.
And the watch.
No, baby, not the watch, please.
What is this? Let's make a fucking deal? Give me the watch! Or don't you see where I'm at?
Yeah, I see where you're at. Here. Just be cool.
Like I said, strictly business.